And we are live. Give me 1 second. That says he'll be here within the hour. Okay. Hello everyone. This is T.G.I.F number 15. I got with me here the Doctor and Bunto. How y'all doing?
How you doing? Thanks for inviting me to the show.
No problem, man. It's a public thing. So, what's going on with y'all tonight?
It's hotter than hell outside, man. Hottest year ever.
Oh, yeah, man. Where you at? I mean, I live here in fucking Delaware.
I live in Austin, Texas.
Oh yeah, then it's way hotter down there.
Quite. Delaware, huh? New
Yeah.
England?
I'm hoping to move to Vermont soon.
Like the Sox?
No, I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan.
Oh, I love baseball.
Ah, don't watch it. I only watch football and boxing.
Violent sports. Nah, same old shit. Different year.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how many people's going to join, but I am going to share this story that I found very, very disturbing. Just give me 1 second to pull it up. Now, there was a girl in Pakistan. I cannot pronounce her name, so I'm not even going to attempt to fuck it up here. I'm just going to read it. It says Quadi Balak was a 27-year-old model from Pakistan. Apparently, she shot to fame with her selfies and controversial videos, risque photos. And apparently, this woman was known as the Pakistani version of Kim Kardashian. Apparently, apparently her Facebook page, her Facebook profile, received a lot of vile and vulgar comments from Pakistani men and women, calling her she-male, shameless, cheap, slut, among other things, as well as giving her death threats. While she was mocked and made fun of, she was also everyone's guilty pleasure, hence the popularity. She called herself a one-woman army. She was a feminist. She voiced her hatred. Yeah, whatever. So she voiced her hatred for the Pakistani patriarchy society and expressed her belief in freedom of women. Damn it, these fucking messages are distracting me. No stranger to media scrutiny and scandals. In the week leading to her death, her ex-husband surfaced out of the blue, claiming they had a son. She admitted she was forced into marriage at the age of 17 and escaped the marriage a year and a half later. Damn. So unfortunately, this particular model, she was murdered last Friday, and to make matters worse, she was murdered by her own brother. Her brother had been actually threatening her for some time, and she had an argument with her brother, who strangled her to death late last Friday night. The Pakistani people are divided between calling her murder something she had coming, something she was asking for and deserved, even celebrated her honor killing, while a small amount of other people condemned it. On the other hand, her honor killing has drawn criticisms for some prominent figures in Pakistan, including politicians, activists, writers, filmmakers, and singers. So yeah, this woman was quite the popular person in Pakistan, and just like that, she was fucking honor killed by her own brother. And I don't know how, but somehow the supporters of her death got a hold of her pictures of her body, and bottom line, viewer discretion is advised here. That's pretty much her afterwards.
Yeah.
And that right there is her brother.
Well, there's a level of barbarism in certain parts of the world that is shocking to us, in the 21st century. It, can make you reflect back on, earlier times how killings like this were, part and parcel of the culture. I would say back in the, freaking first millennium, probably. I
Yeah.
mean, the Pakistani are pretty retarded as far as their.
Well, I mean, that's what fucked me up. I mean, I can't believe it's 2016 and we're still having fucking honor killings. I mean,
Right.
it's getting to the point where I think Islam should be wiped out by force.
2016.
The thing is that there's mechanisms within religion. It's also within Christianity too. The martyrs, that they want to be persecuted. So to, you reach the level of where you say this religion has to go. That's exactly what they want to go. They want to feel persecuted. That's part and parcel of the religion.
Yeah.
The only thing that happens in these religions, atheist Ranger, is that like the Reformation, it has to come from within. That there's some sort of problem in their dogma and their theology, and that causes a schism, and that causes a reckoning. Within the religion where they have a change. The thing is, Islam has never had that. They've had the schism between Shia and Sunni, right? But
Yeah.
that's just there's no theology behind that. There's just that's just sects. Two different sects of Islam, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, oh, okay. I don't know whose phone it is. Um,
It's Bunto. Bunto, I think you're echoing there.
I am okay. I'll put the headphones on. Hold on.
alrighty.
Hey, Ranger.
Oh, hey, Taz. Tim.
Hey, did I just hear you say, correct me if I'm wrong, that we need to dismantle Islam by force?
No, I said I said it could come to that point. I mean, given that story.
Well,
No, I'm not actually suggesting. I was just saying I hope it's pretty much about to come to that point.
it is. I mean, it's getting to that point, and I guess I was just, a little ahead of my time. I could sort of run the iterations through my head and see this coming. But everyone's sort of getting more on board now. I mean, just literally weekly attacks. It's getting so patently obvious that it's sort of not funny anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, go
My
ahead.
audio's really bad. Okay. Is that better? Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you just say exterminate for us a few times?
Exterminate.
Does anyone know who Sacred Serenity is? Because I don't know him.
Yeah, he's my bro, man.
Okay.
He's my nigga from another mother.
I just don't want to let him troll. That's all.
Nah, he's cool. He's a cool dude.
But yeah, I mean,
What's up, Taz?
also when I read that story, I thought, where are the feminists at?
True that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What's up,
This
Ranger?
is.
Hello.
Hey, Sacred.
Homie?
Well, if you're asking about the feminists in Pakistan, well, one was killed.
No, I'm talking about the feminists in America. Where the fuck are they?
They're condemning it. If you're talking about like the SJWs, they don't really give a shit.
Oh, I know the SJWs don't give a shit, but I mean, we got Jeff. Hello.
I'm gonna jump out and back in real quick.
Yeah, because you lagging, my Nick. So what were y'all talking about? I'm interested.
The recent honor killing in Pakistan.
Yeah, some social media person was pretty much honor killed by her own brother.
You know, I wouldn't say honor killing, but I seen some Durka Allah Muhammad jihads behead some kid because he didn't believe in Islam. I shit you not. I was
Oh,
appalled.
I saw that story. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was appalled. I was like, really? Why you want to kill this little nigga? I mean, he can't do shit. That was just fucked up.
Where was that?
Somewhere in some sand country in the Middle East.
Yeah, I think there was
Probably.
also.
Was that the one where the kid was taken from the hospital?
I think so. I mean, he was beheaded on a truck.
Oh yeah, I read about that. Hmm. I think there's also a story coming out of Nigeria. Some 70-year-old woman was beheaded by a Muslim group in that area because she supposedly blasphemed Muhammad.
Damn,
Yeah,
them niggas are savages.
I mean,
Fuck Muhammad.
I'm not a war hawk guy. I'm really not. But it's getting to the point where you know what, we gotta fucking erase this fucking ideology by force.
Oh, nigga, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about, dog.
Now we're fucking talking.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. Because you can't play with these motherfuckers. They're not playing with you. They want to break you off something. So I'm thinking, okay, let's fuck these niggas up. I'm down with that. The thing is, do you have a precise plan how we can fuck these niggas up?
Me, no, because obviously I'm not a fucking military dude, and I have no experience in the military.
The first thing that you do is you figure out a way to weaponize marijuana so that you can bombard people with chronic smoke, and then you just drop porn on them. Islam will die out in like 2 years.
I have the best idea. Let's drop bacon on them.
Bacon?
Yes, bacon.
Yeah, it won't work. As someone
Nitrates.
who's had a chauffeur clerk for a while, trust me, won't work.
Oh damn.
Well, that depends. Do you want to take these niggas out in their own countries, or do you want to kick them out of Europe first? Because I'm thinking, let's take baby steps. It's like fucking a bitch. You want to eat her out first, then penetrate her.
Gross. Please.
I think
Bro.
we should go for the source.
Oh, you want to go for the source. I mean, for example, you guys know how Sweden and Germany's like the rape fucking capital of Europe, and how those Durka Allah Muhammad jihads are just fucking up everything. I'm thinking about kick them out of Europe first, then we go ham on them. But when it comes to Africa, to be honest, that country's fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anyway.
look, this does happen every time after an attack. Everyone gets all emotional and gets a little bit angry, and I love it. It's always a happy time for me. Obviously, my thoughts and prayers go out to the victims. But no, it's a good time for me. But then it inevitably dies down again, and people just get on with their lives and forget about it, and start going back to the same old bullshit that not all Muslims and all of this fucking nonsense. So I don't know.
Need that hatred going like I do.
Yeah, we need to just keep the momentum going, because I mean,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we can pretty well rely on these guys to just keep doing this from now on.
Yeah.
They're never gonna stop.
Oh, it was.
They never did. I mean, hell, you can go track back what? Okay, Winston Churchill, right? He was talking about how they were fucked up back then, and this was in the late 1800s. Because at first I heard Christopher Hitchens talk about this shit, thinking Christopher Hitchens the only one who was talking about this, and then you hear people talking about this from like the 1100s, the 1400s. Rodrigo de Borgia, the best pope in the world, the honest pope. But you were hearing other historical figures talk about how bad Islam was, but no one decided to jump on it. But it's at the point where they're now they're so powerful and they're so strong to the point where they're now committing jihad, in our countries, and not sword jihad. I'm talking about jihad of the point. Well, that's that point. Jihad of the coin, the pen, the sword. They're taking over politically.
The womb as well, obviously.
Yeah, the womb. Yeah, they're doing that.
Blackjack, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out, I would disagree with the keeping the hatred alive, because hatred's not something I actually agree with, because it never really solves anything.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, dude.
Finish up.
That's true.
No. I have no problem with hatred if it gets discussion going. The thing is, though, I believe in education and things, and the best way to get rid of Islam, and it's some people may disagree with it, is get free internet and get free education. And I'm talking non-government controlled into these Muslim countries where they're actually exposed to other ideas. Because the big problem you're coming from, for the most part, aren't from the people who are educated. The majority of the Muslims, it's from the people who are.
I've heard this. I've heard this one before. On the surface, it sounds like a good idea, a nice sentiment, and it sounds reasonable. Unfortunately, the internet has been around now for, say, 15 years in its current form, and we've actually seen the opposite effect. And not only that, many of the actual terrorists, the actual people who carry out attacks, are educated, and they're second generation, third generation educated people. They're not goat farmers from Afghanistan. So I understand where you're coming from, and the word hatred is funny because I see it as a perfectly natural and healthy thing an emotion to feel towards a hideous enemy. Hatred across the board, is possibly not healthy.
How do you discern the civilian Islams from the militant Islams?
If they love Muhammad and they know that he raped a 9-year-old girl, they're the enemy and they're evil.
Okay,
it's that simple.
That's not like standard theology of the Muslim,
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Aisha was not.
Kid.
Aisha was 9. There's no debating that at this point.
The thing is that this religion's been around since the 800s, and I'm sure somebody would have brought it up. Hey, we got a problem here with the guy raping a kid. So apparently they're not touting that fact. See, that's the thing about Islam. It's a religion. It's not like fascism that you can definitely hate. But Islam is like this amorphous, God concept that.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's just my go-to fact that he raped a 9-year-old girl. I mean, I could go on and on and on about a bunch of other things that he did. He's not the Arab Jesus.
That's the point of the bigot. The thing is that there's no solution in that. You have to figure out how to, disabuse the people from the militancy of Islam.
Well,
you can't do it by whining about the guy raping a kid.
No.
That
was, like I said, that's just my go-to thing. You asked the question, how do you know the good ones from the bad ones? Well, that's how you know. The good ones, the good ones are the ones who aren't really Muslims. The ones, I mean, I'm the yes all guy. Yes all Muslims are evil.
Hey man.
Well,
hey. I mean, the good ones aren't the real Muslims.
Yeah, the good ones are the ones who call themselves Muslim but have no idea what the hell they're doing, and they don't know anything about Muhammad, and they're scared to speak out, and deep down they just want to live their life and eat sandwiches.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, what makes a true Muslim is anybody who accepts the Shahada.
Yeah. Well, the Shahada is there is no God but God, and Muhammad is his messenger. And who is Muhammad? He's not the Arab Jesus.
Wait,
he's nothing. He's nothing like
what
Jesus.
Makes a true? Isn't a true Muslim someone who reads the Quran and calls himself Muslim and is a Muslim?
No, he's right.
Isn't that a true?
Who reads the Quran and follows
all that
the
you
book?
really need to do is to accept the Shahada, because a lot of Muslims, especially in third world countries,
so what about that? What about that kid who shot some people today? Was he a true Muslim?
If he accepted the Shahada, sure, that's as far as I'm concerned, he's a true Muslim.
So he's a bad Muslim.
Who's a bad person, sure. I'm not going to say whether or not he's adhering to Islam or not, because I'm sure that he could find some verse in the Quran to support it, and other people could find verses to condemn it.
Wait. The Shahada. So that's all they have to follow, because from what I'm hearing, they have to follow the Hadiths, they have to follow the Sunnas, they have to follow the Quran, and if you go through that motherfucker, it talks about killing motherfuckers, breaking them off something, taking their fucking bitches. I think you have to follow a little more than just the Shahada.
Well, to be considered a Muslim, because a lot of them haven't read the Quran.
I consider anyone who screams Allahu Akbar and calls himself a Muslim.
So anyone who screams God is great is a Muslim?
Yeah, and says they're Muslim and all that shit. So yeah, I consider them Muslims.
Oh, no, a Muslim is someone who actually follows the book from beginning to end.
But there's a lot of people who don't do that and are still Muslims.
Hell 9, they're not. They're fucking half-asses.
There's like over 50% of Muslims worldwide are illiterate. So let's start there. So the Quran is like out of the reach of over half of the world's Muslims. And then on top of that, most of them that are literate. Now, I don't even know if it's most that are literate, but many that are literate don't read the Quran in their native tongue.
And one thing, one of the reasons probably why we're more afraid of religious fundamentalists overseas is they're a lot different.
You mean
from
religious
us.
Muslims? You mean radical Muslims?
Yeah, we're more fearful of Muslims because they're not as much like us as maybe fundamentalists.
Or is it because they commit more terrorist acts? You mean like 97%?
Well,
hang on, whoa.
well,
is anyone here afraid of Japanese people, Peruvian people?
Nope.
No.
It's got nothing to do with fear of the other or some twisted idea that you think that this is xenophobia.
I think it actually does.
No. This is not xenophobia. It's not.
No. Well, I think it maybe
eyes open. It's eyes wide open. Forest for the trees. Spade a spade. This is a sick fucking war, just by sick fucking people.
Well, but let's look at it. Are the underpinnings of this war really religious, or are they?
No, they're really religious. Yes, religious.
Well, no. Well, consider the fact that the West is occupying those lands.
Who are they occupying? What lands are they occupying?
Oh, they're occupying Iraq. They're occupying Libya.
We're not occupying Iraq. We have military bases there. That doesn't mean we occupy.
Well, the President of the United States gets up every morning and has coffee and apparently decides who he's going to drone bomb.
What you're saying is all the problems are caused by the West.
Hold on, let me finish.
Let him finish, Esau.
Yeah, the President of the United States gets up every morning and decides who is a legitimate target to be drone bombed. And when there's a drone bomb, not only does the target get drone bombed, assuming that person is legitimately a terrorist or whatever.
Most likely is, but all right.
Well, let's say he is. But with every drone bomb, the estimates are that 27 other innocents who are unidentified, maybe they're evil too. We don't know, but we don't know is the point.
Tough shit. Oh well, they're.
Let me ask you. So you're saying the problems of the you're saying the wait. You're putting all the blame on Western civilization.
Wouldn't that radicalize you? Let me finish. Wouldn't that radicalize you if you were at a coffee shop or at a funeral?
So what does a French
wedding,
citizen have to do with anything that happens in the Middle East?
Just a second. Let Jeff finish, please.
If your loved ones were at a wedding or a funeral and they got bombed because there was a drone from a foreign nation came in and destroyed you, would that not radicalize you?
Maybe.
Well, wait. Now, if it's depending on my relatives, which one of these shines you want to kill? There's a
hold on. Let me get to a point, Sacred. So you do realize someone from Belgium, France, Germany, who has dual citizenship, who's born in those countries, why are they affected by what's going on in Pakistan?
Why should they give a fuck? That's not the problem.
I don't give a fuck what happens in Kosovo.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean? Obviously, you do know what I'm talking about. Why are these people what about homegrown terrorists?
There's a drone bombing in Yemen.
So drone bombing, which kills a few hundred people a year, is the main cause of it.
Who the other people are, but when they drone people, there's an average of 27 other people that are killed.
No.
Who are in,
what you're going back to, it's our fault why there's radical Islam.
Not necessarily.
It isn't the book.
It is partly our fault. Yes, it is partly our fault. I would gladly say that. Yes.
Wait.
I would like to interject for 1 second. I need to see a source that it's literally 27-1.
Okay. Well, I don't have that at the tip of my fingers, but
so why say it?
Yeah, most often. Well, I don't have. I can't do citations.
So why? Okay,
sure,
but 97% of all terrorist attacks are Islamic.
No, it's not a 1-to-1 kill.
I know that.
If it's 27, and the others. So if you want to say it's 12 or if it's 15, we can haggle over that, and I can dig up
Wait a second. This guy's saying it's partially America's fault.
Wait
a second. They do know that these Durka Allah Muhammad jihads have been committing terrorist acts since forever. You can go back and the one that reported that happens in 1985.
I just want
to even in
nor am I excusing it, but I am saying that.
But you're trying to find the blame on us.
The book tells them.
I like to go wherever it should go.
The book tells them
not us.
Oh no, of course we're
the
perfect.
issue is far more complicated than just being able to pin it
So,
on.
no, that doesn't make us perfect. It
Religion
just doesn't make us our fault. That's
justification.
there's
It
two
is
different
the
things.
religion that does
Let the doctor speak real quick, because I think he's making a good point.
It's like, yes, is religion a contributing factor? Yes, but whether or not it's the cause or the justification is
So it
kind of an
isn't their
issue.
book. It isn't 1,400
You can
years
have
of
somebody
fucking
who,
like
can I please finish?
Esau, sure.
You can have somebody who is angry, frustrated, they've lost their loved ones, and they want to direct their anger, and in comes a terrorist cell, and they provide them a focal point for their anger, and it's towards the people who harmed them, people who took away their family.
Well, they've been doing it for
And
hundreds.
they can then justify
what a sad
it by
story.
using
What a
verses
really.
from the
I'm gonna
Quran.
cry, man. I'm really gonna cry.
Well, I'm just pointing out that it's
Your
more complicated than
insensitivity
just
is part of the
stupidly
problem.
throwing
No,
out,
it might.
it's
No,
religion.
your
Lack of
insensitivity
empathy.
towards somehow it's always America's fault,
I
or we're the
didn't.
main cause of it, or we're partial cause.
Don't look at it from that position. Just tell about the terrorist attacks that happened long before we even came over there. I can give you the documents for that shit. Long before we went over there. So how the fuck is our fault? We didn't
It
tell
isn't our
Durga
fault.
Allah Muhammad Jihad to blow us up. We didn't tell that motherfucker to shoot us. He did that shit on
We're
his
not
own.
So
saints.
why doesn't it go to the blame of the book and the dumbasses who follow the book, or the 1,400 years of fucking oppression on
You can't
themselves?
blame them.
Esau,
It's their
you gotta
culture.
understand they're brown.
No, we can blame them. We can blame them on everything because they
Hang
follow
on,
a
guys.
book which
Listen,
leads them to this
listen.
direction.
Have you okay? Let me just ask you. Have you ever heard of?
They have privilege. Nothing's their fault. They're brown.
Have you ever
Yeah,
heard
they're
of?
brown, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right,
It can't be
right.
their fault.
So
this happens every time we go to
West's
war.
fault.
Every time we hurt some people, this happens. People, feel for the victims on the other side. It's very natural. It happens all. It happens in Vietnam.
Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty obvious why it's happening to them.
All right, now,
The other
guys,
side.
I just wanted to say this earlier.
Well, that's the problem.
Jeff, hang on one sec, Jeff.
You
Hey,
just
mate,
vocalized it very
you
effectively.
earlier you said it's something like 27-1, like civilians versus actual legit targets or whatever. I want to give you a statistic that's even more horrifying. It's 528 per day that Islam has killed in the name of jihad, not just other types of murder and just regular murder. This is just purely battles of conquest against the infidel, every day, non-stop, for 1,400 years.
No, but Taz, it's our fault,
Right,
dude, because we
because
invaded
Saudi
Iraq.
Arabia
So that has
is
everything to do with it.
No.
Saudi Arabia, who's a U.S. ally,
270
beheads
million.
it's 195 people per
Dude,
year.
I'm not even
Let the
counting
man
those.
finish, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, let's have some etiquette. Go for it.
Well, I was trying to say, I was not counting Muslim on Muslim violence. I wasn't counting any other types of murder. Only battles of jihad, battles of conquest. That's 528 per day, every day, non-stop for 1,400 years, on average.
Yeah, it's way over 100 million.
Let's talk about the
It's
terrorist act.
270 million.
Yeah. What about the terrorist?
What's going on internally in those countries? I wouldn't dispute that, but it's going on in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is
Let me ask
a
you a
U.S.
question.
ally, a beloved ally, and that they behead more people than anyone else, and we're so outraged. When we see
Actually,
beheading.
Iran beheads more people than Saudi Arabia.
Actually, Iran does actually behead more people. That's true.
They brought it up. I don't really care. It's not always our fault. It shouldn't go our direction.
It's not always our fault, but it's not never our fault either.
It has nothing to do with us.
No, one example of where it was definitely like America's fault, or whatever, the West, was when Muhammad cut off 600 Jews' heads after killing them. It was because America, time machine.
And raped a little girl. Yeah, that's definitely our fault. That's white oppression, guys. That's I mean, yeah, it's all our fault. I mean, most of it's our fault. Well, some of it is our fault.
I'm not saying it's always our fault, but if we say it's never our fault, we're not going to really learn and grow from the
nothing
experience.
is our fault. We didn't create Durga Allah Muhammad Jihad.
Yes, you hate yourself for being a white male, right?
No, I don't.
Mike, Jack, go ahead. You want to talk?
I just want to point out, I don't think anyone here, and I may be mistaken, is saying this is America's fault. Now, I would say America has, I could be mistaken, someone maybe, I don't know, but I will say America has contributed to the modernization of many of the terrorist groups. Not saying we are the sole cause, not saying there aren't other contributing factors.
America created ISIS, pretty much.
Right, I mean, of ISIS, we can...
My nigga, are you serious, dog?
Through negligence, through...
That's
No,
ridiculous.
You serious, dog? That wasn't a joke, right?
It was not a joke. No. The U.S. Army left weapons, and they were actually training members of ISIS to fight Al Qaeda. Now, ISIS has been a foreign policy theme throughout history. Have become our enemies.
Actually, I agree with you.
ISIS formed in 1999, my nigga. Hell 9.
Yeah,
we didn't form them. It was their book that fucking formed them. America didn't give them their sandbook. America didn't give them their fucking rules. Dude, you got shit fucked up, dog.
And let's not forget.
I'm sorry if it doesn't meet with your
he's right about that.
It doesn't make sense.
Lesson, but no, the U.S. is not angelic, nor is any other political regime in the world.
How much Kool-Aid are you sniffing? Like, seriously?
Hang on, Sacred. Well, one sec. Listen, the government, the Obama government, has definitely supported ISIS. There's just no two ways about that.
Yep.
And they, that fact is true, and it's sick and disgusting. That's why this government needs to go.
Supported?
In which way do you mean support there, Ted?
I know, supported in which way?
Arm them.
No, okay.
No. Well,
if I may explain how ISIS came about.
Directly, yes. They have armed regional powers, which...
I wouldn't say that.
You guys are talking about shit that happened 60 years ago.
No, 6 years ago.
No, actually, in recent history.
No.
Very recently. No, this is not ancient history.
Hold the fuck on.
Look
at history. 6 years ago, what happened? Who did the U.S. give weapons to?
Well,
everybody.
This guy named Maliki was in charge of Iraq, okay? And he was keeping tabs on these really, what would you say, radicalized generals, religious, militant generals. And then what happened was, okay, so that's how I would say Jeff said that the arms got into ISIL's hands. But what happened is that, when Obama came in, he went ahead and kind of pulled the rug out from Maliki. He's a very corrupt person.
You skipped 30 years, man. You skipped 30 years.
This is all recent history.
30 fucking years,
no,
dude.
He didn't skip
Let me finish. And then what happened was went ahead and started this caliphate.
He skipped 30 fucking years of fucking history.
But it's not essentially to go back to those 30 years. We just need to go into recent history of the last 6 years.
Yeah, he was talking about recent history.
when Obama pulled the rug out from Maliki, that's when ISIL just blew up in our faces. Now, wait a second. Now, would we have been better off keeping Saddam Hussein, on top of these wackos instead of, handing him over to the Persians? I believe that we should have probably kept this guy alive. That's the only function of Saddam Hussein, was keeping track of these.
Right, and he wasn't a worse dictator than the Saudi dictators.
He was a horrible dictator, Jeff.
He was horrible. No, he was pretty
all these people.
He was gross.
But on the other hand, the Bunto, he was Iraq was probably the most westernized of the Middle Eastern states at the time. Yep. And they tolerated Christians, and now it's a terrorist hellhole thanks to the West.
Well, no, it's thanks to the West getting rid of Saddam. That's why it's a terrorist hellhole.
Well, thanks to the West getting rid of Saddam,
don't forget to add that fucked up culture to that list too.
Yeah, the only thing that was good. Well, first of all, let's really hone in on the fact that the number of people that were killed under Saddam's reign, and yes, we can talk about the 1980s dual conflict between Iran and Iraq.
Right.
And that was savage and funded by both. America was funding both sides. Absolutely atrocious because hundreds of thousands of people were dead on just the Iraqi side. Yeah, millions.
And Iraq itself was a legal fiction. It was created by carving up the Ottoman Empire after World War I. When it was it's a fake country to begin with. If you look at all of the countries,
yeah. So this is
no. But if you look at the
borders, guys, 30 years ago,
it's important. If you look at the countries in the Middle East, they all have square, very straight line borders. That's not how nation states evolve.
All right, I offer a solution to ISIL. Okay, here it is.
ISIL.
to ISIL.
Israel's a fake fucking state too. It should
I
be
agree.
abolished.
Good point. Okay, listen. The
Yeah,
solution to ISIL is actually somehow generating another Saddam Hussein to keep control of those guys. That's the solution to ISIL.
Well, there kind of is one, but rather than be a secularist, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is he's trying to throw the hammer down and stamp out the Shia in the region and all the polytheists and Yazidis and Christians. Keep everybody in line by killing them all.
If we can get a leader of that movement and we know his address, then we can control that movement. Because other than that, it's just this chaos we have all over Europe.
Why are you trying to control the movement?
Are you kidding? We have to control ISIL eventually because we can't defeat it because they're so disparate. They're spread across the world. Dude.
Okay, I guess.
Well, they'll fund somebody else who will be worse.
I guess my point is, who are you to control this movement? I don't know.
We're called Civilization Guy.
The U.S. the U.S.
Thank you.
And this thing is from barbarism. If you look at the beginning of this show, he showed a demonstration of the type of barbaric thinking of these Pakistanis and ISIL types. I mean, it's horrible.
The U.S. needs to get out of this entirely. They cannot rein in on this.
The reason I asked the
this has
question
to work itself out. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be
can
a
I put this
problem,
in
but it is.
The reason I asked the question to him because I had not heard this before, and I was asking him what the fuck he was talking about.
Why does everyone talk about ISIL or ISIS, whatever the fuck you want to call them, but when Boko Haram, who's 20 times worse than all of them?
Yeah, that's true.
Boko Haram.
Boko kills a lot.
And Jeff, that just on the Boko Haram thing, real quick. Yeah, we didn't invade them. You know, that's just Islam all by itself. Okay,
No,
Jeff.
These are unintended consequences of intervention.
All right, can I just put this back in perspective for you? Absolutely, there's fuckery afoot within America, and they definitely, mess around all over the world, influencing sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse, and maybe
Mostly
they should
for the
stop
worse.
fucking. Yep, absolutely true. No one's doubting that. But the thing is that we're discussing Islam. We're not discussing why is Islam Islam. We know why is Islam Islam. It's because of Muhammad. It's because of the book. It's because of the ideology. It's because of the system.
I think it's convenient to call Islam the source of all of our problems, but it's the problem. The problems are intervention. We never had problems with Islam when we weren't intervening within those nation states. What that does is you have occupiers. It radicalizes certain people.
Tell the Jews that, mate. Tell the Jews that. Try telling the Jews that.
Jeff, you are an American,
I'm
correct?
talking about Jews.
I am American, yes.
Okay. Did you know the United States Navy was set up because the Muslims were attacking and enslaving Americans? And the Tripoli fucking treaty was supposed to be a whole, hey, let's just hug it out, stop attacking our shit. And Jefferson was like, yeah, let's just do that. And then they're like, no, fuck you. Our book says we can take you as slaves and rape your women.
But
so
they
we're
weren't the only pirates around. There was
but all of these problems have to do with our being over there. They don't have to do with their being over here.
No, the problem is
international waters. By modern times would be the kind of treaty that we were talking about. But yeah, no, not back then. There was no such treaty. So yeah, there was no law of the sea.
I'll tell you what we should do.
Trade routes.
But
you know
what
what
the
we should
problems
do?
have to do with our being over there, not their being over
You know what
here.
we should do? We should
So the Navy
pull
should
out-
be defending the United States. It shouldn't be
No,
defending.
no, it wasn't the Navy. The Navy was built in response to the fact that merchant vessels that were using the trade routes to go deal with other people in the world and were being seized and captured and having the crews killed and raped and enslaved.
Let's keep it in current year.
I'm sure we
Let's
would have
talk
eventually
current
made
year.
Unto, go ahead.
I said eventually we probably would have made
Piracy
a Navy
was a
for some
problem.
reason.
But it
We're
was
a country.
local problem, an individual problem, not a global problem. But yeah, those issues would have to be dealt with.
Hey, Jeff, hypothetical, mate. If we pulled out of all Middle Eastern or Muslim lands, absolutely, completely withdrew, which I'm all for. I'm absolutely all for that. I'm kind of on board with you there. What do you think Islam would do at that point? Do you think they'd settle down?
Nothing. They would sell us their oil, and we would be better off.
You are delusional.
We as human beings. We would deal peacefully.
Back and relax.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We would be much better off. I have no doubt about that.
Oh my god. I'm as a Jew or whatever. I don't really like talking about gassing people, but Jeff, I'm going to turn on the Zyklon.
Poor Jeff.
That would be a crime. That would be that would
I've
have
never.
to be dealt with.
This is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard somebody ever say. Hold on. I've heard somebody tell me their proof of God was there's no air out in outer space, so the sun is a big ball of fire. Therefore,
Did I say that?
God. Well, no, but that's the same fucking level of stupid.
It's the same thing as saying that we shouldn't keep doing the same
That's the
thing
same
that we've
level
been
of
doing and
stupid.
expect different results. That's the insanity. We've
You're-
been
Go
poking.
ahead.
We've been
You're
poking
that fucking
towards
slow.
that,
You're that
No,
slow.
there's a precedent to what Jeff is
So
saying.
you want to do the same thing?
Guys, Ponto, go ahead.
Remember, there's a precedent to what Jeff's saying, because remember after World War One, there was this gigantic isolation movement in America. You know, we made all these tariffs and we closed our borders and stuff, and
I'm not
immigration
for
was
that,
down.
I'm
But
not-
then, you know, the whole world blew up with Hitler and the Japanese and Mussolini,
Well, I
and
think
we
you're
figured out that
getting
we
cause
had
and
to
effect
have a
mixed up.
global reach.
By the way,
Well,
Hitler didn't
I
do
think
nothing.
you're getting cause and effect mixed up there.
Hitler didn't do nothing.
No, Hitler was a result of our intervention in World War One. It wasn't about being isolation.
Flourished because he didn't.
No, it was about the Treaty of Versailles, and it was about internationalism.
But Hitler flourished, Jeff,
Hitler
because
was not
he
about
didn't
the U.S.
stop him.
minding its own business, and no, come on, Bunto, really.
Okay, listen. The Japanese took it to the Chinese in the 30s because there's nobody to stop them. The Italy's took it to the that little Ethiopians because nobody was going to stop them, right? We were all isolationists, Jeff. So we have to be global, you know.
I think maybe the Chinese and the Japanese should have duked it out without our involvement.
Oh God!
Chinese.
Really?
Well, the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor because of that. There was a.
What?
Okay, the reason
Japanese were,
right
the U.S. had no interest really in the Japanese-Chinese war, except that it was an entree into World War II.
Do you know how stupid you sound right now?
Well, show me, don't tell me if I'm sounding.
Okay, so
why we
U.S. had no interest in that, and
no
Japan
reason.
attacked.
Well, our political leaders wanted to be involved in it, but you or I at that time,
So what did our political leaders do? All Japan to say attack Pearl Harbor?
I in the same sentence, asshole. Because you and I will never be in the same sentence. Starters.
Okay, listen. Go ahead.
Yeah, they deserve to get bombed. They deserved the nuke they got.
Well, what about the Chinese?
What about
the Chinese? Got
the
raped
Chinese turned into
hardcore.
a communist
It's not just
dictatorship. We basically protected the Chinese so that there could be Maoism and 40 years of communist enslavement of those people. So that's quite a success story.
Coming across the wire, it turns out that
That's quite a success story on your part.
Yeah, you're gonna blame me for that, sure. Okay.
Well,
Anyway,
you want to
the meta
blame
of
me
the thing
for
is,
it? I think you're
isolationism doesn't work, Jeff. Isolationism doesn't work. So if we pulled out of the Middle East, those guys would, you know, first take it to Israel and probably wipe them out, and then they'd say like, okay, man, let's get this caliphate thing off the ground, and then they.
No, doctor.
We are looking at the beginning of the caliphate right now.
Just for clarity, I'm not an isolationist. I think the world, anybody in the world, should be able to trade freely with anybody else, and that we should
there's
have
nothing wrong with isolation. That's actually a good thing.
No, but I'm a non-interventionist. I'm not really an isolationist because I think people should be allowed to trade and interact peacefully with others. But
so Jeff, so if you're not you want trade, but you don't want to intervene. And so when people are justifying with their religious beliefs that taking your trade ships and raping and murdering all the people on them
that's a criminal
and enslaving
act,
them, you are saying that you should just allow them to do it because you don't want to intervene?
That's a criminal act.
Okay, so you should build a navy and then go and fight back.
No, well, not fight innocent people, but fight the pirates. To the extent that our government has the authority to do so, they should interact with those people. But unfortunately, there's no such thing as perfection on the earth. So maybe we should avoid those areas if that's really the nature of things.
So
Well,
like
that's
when
exactly what a
should buy
terrorist would want, Jeff.
on the census, do you have to like check other for gender?
What are you talking about?
They
You
have a
seem like
selection
kind of a
now.
pussy.
No, that's not really
touche.
nice. Jeff,
Great argument.
Yeah, no, I was being a dick. Don't worry
You
about
were
it.
being a dick, yes.
Yeah, I'm often a dick.
no, the solution with people like Islam militants is we have to, invent our own leader for those groups so we can take them over because like,
Oh no,
they're out of
you
control.
kill them
These
all.
fucking cunts think they're fucking allowed to spew their bullshit because they believe this is the true way that their God said shit is. And they're fucking wrong because their God is fucking. The God they preach about is retarded and
It's not the God. It's the
cancels
prophet. It's the
himself
prophet.
out
It's
in
the
his
prophet.
own
The
book.
solution for those terrorist
Well,
organizations
my
is
point is he cancels himself out in his own book.
Well, so does the Christian
Any
God.
major
But the
any
difference is
major
the
religion.
prophet.
I'm
The prophet is the difference, right there. There's your difference between Christianity
the
and
prophet.
Judaism and
The
Islam. The
prophets
difference is
cancel
the prophet.
themselves out. They're
No,
two-faced.
no.
They
That's not what
don't
I'm saying.
agree. They don't stick to the
Come on, man.
rules.
Dude, we're all atheists. We're all anti-theists. That's not the
My
issue.
point is they
The
don't
issue,
they
the
don't stick
issue
to
is
their.
hashtag
why.
not all.
Guys,
Hang on.
hey, Taz, go
The
ahead.
issue is why is Islam so hideously worse than all of the others? And I can tell you why. It's the prophet. That's the difference.
Profit, the money.
He's not the Arab version of Jesus. He just isn't. He's not Moses. He just isn't. He's a fucking monster. He's a boogeyman who rapes little girls. And there's your difference right there. And they love him. Yes, all. If you don't love Muhammad, you are not a Muslim. And if you do love Muhammad, you're a sick fuck. It's
And
that simple, guys.
that's why you should kill most of them.
Why is
Hashtag
this
not all.
killing? This bloodthirsty.
Yeah,
It's not
really.
that good.
I mean,
Whoa,
that's
We're at this
really
level here down
monstrous.
here, so we should come down to their level, right? To start
Hell
indiscriminately
fucking
murdering.
yes.
So
No.
Fucking yes, you have to go down to the level of a monster to
Punto,
kill a monster.
hang on
Fuck
one
yeah.
sec. Punto. It doesn't. We will never be on their level because our society is free and holds up the best that we know about the universe, the best that we know of how to live peacefully amongst each other and respect each other and not mistreat each other. Their whole fucking society, if you want to call it, religion, if you want to call it, movement, political ideology, whatever you want to call it, it is the complete antithesis of what we are. So no matter what action we take against them, we always have the higher ground. Doesn't matter if we. It doesn't matter if we have to kill a bunch of kids. Doesn't matter if there's some collateral damage.
Man.
We still
that's
hold the
true.
high ground.
That's horrible.
No, we hold the high ground.
That's
We-
not
Yeah.
horrible. That's a solution.
Oh my
Like
god.
final solution, right?
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with the final solution.
Oh,
Nothing
No,
wrong with the
come
final
on,
solution.
seriously, y'all gonna go on that now?
Well,
As
sorry,
a
The
super
final
kike,
solution.
I feel this is pretty offensive.
sorry, Uber, but fucking yeah, Islam needs to be fucking eradicated. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it has to be fucking eradicated.
I think you need to re-examine
Ranger,
what you just
welcome
said.
to
That
the
was
family,
pretty
Ranger.
deplorable.
I'm happy to hear you saying it, kid. Welcome to the family, buddy.
Well, welcome, mate.
Hey.
Come on in, brother.
Yeah, jump on in.
I have no qualms about somebody saying something like the final solution as far as the end of a religion, but when you're talking about a group of people, that's a different story. You know?
I think you need to be
People
careful
are
with that
sick.
final solution.
People
Frey.
approve of pedophilia. These people
Oh,
approve of killing
jeez,
motherfuckers.
Jeff.
okay, I have no problem with killing pedophiles. That's fine.
Wow.
Okay, then kill a whole lot of motherfucking Muslims, then, nigga.
Kill Amos Yee.
You better break them off something, then.
Why
But the
do
thing is,
I
like,
have to? Why do I have to be the Charles Bronson to
You
pedophiles?
don't have to be the
For
Charles
Muslims.
Bronson. You can be the basket weaver.
Seriously,
You can be the basket weaver. Don't worry. Let the real men do that.
I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. I got my own shit to take care of.
Oh
Sorry.
no, you can be the basket weaver. You ain't tripping.
Reese is here.
I would just like to drop a little bit.
Gentlemen, trouble has arrived.
Jeff,
I would
I
like to
think,
drop a little bit of knowledge about the topic of Islam. If I say I want to eradicate all Muslims, that is somehow super politically incorrect. But
Wow.
in the Quran,
ideology.
it specifies
You want to kill all
hunt them
Muslims?
and
That was your
slay them until the ends of the earth, all for all time, kill all non-Muslims.
He just wants to kill Muslims because he's
You're an
racist.
absolute monster if you really believe that.
He's been.
Oh, yeah, tell us the fucking Muslims then.
Are you listening?
Tell us to the motherfuckers.
He's messing with you, Jeff. Relax, mate. Listen.
No. What I'm saying is,
Well, I don't think I don't relax. I think those are pretty incendiary.
Jeff, you're being pretty
Jeff,
Praying with you, Jeff.
Okay, no, hold on. 1 second, guys. If I said that, I want to eradicate all Muslims. That's bad, right? We get that.
Yeah.
But in Islam, the Quran mandates killing every single non-Muslim until the end of time.
But you don't know what Muslims are, whether they're fundamentalists or not, and
Okay,
do
but you're
you
supposed
really
to.
want to kill them?
So mine is hate
Drink
speech.
bleach.
If I were to say that, it would be hate speech. But if it was
Well,
a
no,
Muslim,
it'd be worse than that.
it would be incitement of genocide.
Yeah.
Yeah, and guess what? It's in the Quran like multiple times. It's in the Hadith.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch
it's
of
in the
times, and
Holy
that's all-
Bible
oh,
too.
that's
Spell that.
It's
No,
in
it's
the
not.
Holy Bible. If you
First of all,
read Leviticus,
Show me where it says till the end of time.
Deuteronomy.
Let's take a vote on how retarded Jeff is.
Oh, that's not fair.
It's over 9,000. No.
Yeah,
You mean over 1 million?
No.
much.
No.
Damn.
So in Deuteronomy, there are specifically a whole bunch of things where you should kill a bunch of people.
Non-believers should be killed, etc.
Not for all time. If there is no Sanhedrin to make a religious ruling as to whether or not somebody is
Okay,
officially
that's-
this. Yeah, it's not open-ended.
Jeff, I would love you to tell me why
It's loopholes.
your Christian people
It's not loopholes.
have so much of a problem with abortion when there's clear rules in the Bible about abortion.
I don't have. I'm not an anti-abortionist, so I can't comment. I'm not, and nor do I go to the
That's
Bible.
kind of shocking.
The Bible is not a.
Oh, you didn't read the Bible. Oh, I get it. Okay, that way a lot
I've read parts of it.
makes more sense. You read the parts you liked. I get it.
No,
Yeah.
I've read the parts I don't like.
Now the pieces of the puzzle.
Well,
I've read it all. Okay, I know the parts of
Well,
it.
good for you.
Okay, guys, real quick. Nice to have you in the room.
If I thought it was reliable or
If you
a
say
source
so,
of
man.
information, I would have read the whole thing too.
You
but,
know, it's funny. You claim to believe
You
in
two
it.
shut the
well,
fuck up.
no, I'm not religious. I'm an atheist. I don't know where you get that.
You sure not acting like one. You sure being a portion.
Seriously, that's everybody in the room.
But I don't think
no
religious
creative
people should be killed. That's my.
I don't think anybody should be.
No. Hashtag not all. Not all. Some.
So here's
some
the thing.
people
I don't
deserve
think
to be
anybody
killed.
should be killed because of their religion.
I am not declaring
I thought you said the fag should.
I
Attention.
don't know.
I'm totally an atheist. I'm not a Bible defender.
Yeah.
We're all atheists,
Acting like
man.
an
Jeff,
atheist,
and
exactly.
to some extent, Bunto, I just want to introduce you to Reese, and I think you may have caught his eye, so say hello.
What makes you say that, Taz? I'm Bruce. Yeah, I've been listening. It's quite interesting.
Kaz is a kinky bitch. That's why.
Taz is the best.
I like this
Keep
Bonto
it on
guy.
your mind, man.
Okay, well, just jumping in here real quick. Okay, all Islam is evil, and it's written in the book. And the thing is, like, okay, Islam's been around for a while, and it hasn't had like this sort of total war type direction that some of the participants here are painting it. That all of Islam is to kill the infidel. No,
Like
there's some.
doctrinally, that is true.
There's peaceful Islams. We got some in this community, Frank and so forth. So, that's like a canard there to say that, all of Islam is bent on
I don't know where
the
you came up
destruction of the infidel and the Islam.
Where are they, though? Because I can't find them. I can't find
Well,
them.
Frank,
I've looked everywhere. I've looked everywhere.
Frank hasn't killed anybody as far as I know. He's a Muslim.
Well, then he's just not. He's not following his religion. Is the problem?
Right. There's a true Muslim kill somebody, right? That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's an extremism, to paint Islam.
You're talking about fraudulent Muslims. You're not talking about real Muslims. We're talking about real Muslims.
You're a Muslim, so you know is real.
Hold on now.
Islam is extreme.
That's
You're misconstruing. Go ahead.
Even to say that is no true Scotsman thing, saying they don't count.
They don't.
Listen, how can you say that?
You're not a real Muslim.
Listen, Uber. Listen, are you pro raping 9-year-old girls?
No.
I'm assuming no. Okay. Would you condemn someone who did that?
Yes.
Well, there's no Muslim on earth that will ever condemn Prophet Muhammad. They support him, they love him, they worship him, they exalt him, they hold him up, defend him, and promote him.
My point was, yes, Islam is bad.
So you're saying that all people who consider themselves Islam
Yes, I'm the yes all
condone the raping of 9-year-olds?
Hold the fuck on. If you people stop telling me what I think, and I can say what
I think you just said that. I just restated it. Or asked for clarification.
You fed into what you thought I believe. My point is, a lot of Muslims believe in some fucked up shit. Not all of them, but there's way too many that believe. There's way too many that believe that shit that is completely wrong is acceptable in their culture.
Do you believe that a man who lies with another man should be put to death?
No. It's all, guys. It's all.
I don't think all people who claim Islam believe all of the.
No, not all people.
Show me one, Jeff. Show me just one guy who says I completely condemn Muhammad's actions.
Well, it's 11 o'clock at night. I could probably. I have Islamic friends who
get off it.
But I don't want to call them at this hour.
Hold on. Hold the fuck on. There's no reason to even do that. There's plenty of videos online of Islam believers throwing people they think are gay off roofs of buildings as their justice.
Well, hang on. We all know those guys are bad.
Abortion clinic.
But that doesn't happen here in the United States.
Oh my God! Abortion clinics.
They're really gonna
abortion clinics. 9 abortion clinics bombing. Iran hangs 9 people a month.
Comedy Hour has just begun.
So does Saudi Arabia, a beloved ally of the U.S.
The assertion is before that all of Islam is this totality
93 last year.
Wow. You fucking
all of Islam is this totality of evil, but here we have, Islam people in the United States, and they're not throwing, LGBT off roofs. You know what I mean? So that sort of puts
they disproportionately commit terrorist attacks, though. They make up, less than 1% of the country.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, and I love that paper.
Good things are these Islams that don't
terrorist attacks have to do with occupation more so than religion.
This fucking SJW cunt needs a safe space. It won't listen to the facts.
Was that directed at me? I'm not a social justice warrior at all.
I don't know.
I didn't know I was one either.
I don't know if you have the balls to be.
Obviously, if that was directed at me, nobody knows me here, so.
Oh no, you're a basket weaver, man.
Anyway,
basket weaver.
Listen,
I'm totally
it's not so
SJW.
useful. It's not so useful to hate all the Islams, right? Because there are these apparently moderate and peaceful Islams that
okay, all right.
we can use to mitigate the effects of their terrible religion. See, so there's still some use to those people. So don't kill them. Don't kill them, right? Don't get the final solution on those. Muslims. We could use those.
Those Muslims could.
Right, and consider the fact that we're occupying the countries where all of this is happening.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember. This was about 15 years ago. After 9/11, there was a huge outpouring of sympathy from all over the world, including Muslim countries, about what had happened.
What about the Muslims that was parading and dancing when the fucking buildings blew up? Get that shit out of here, bitch.
Well, for everyone that was doing that,
I think George Bush,
candlelight vigils, including in Iran, they had great sympathy for what had happened at the World Trade Center.
I think all the neocons were dancing when they saw the Twin Towers come down, so they could invade Iraq.
Of course. Yes.
Iran is a really weird oddity because the young people in Iran, the Green Revolution, etc., they're largely trying to go back to pre-revolution with the post-revolution to get out of this Islamic theocracy. But you go to any Sunni majority country, it's not so good. And even other Shia largely populated areas, like Iraq is actually largely Shia. It's 70% Shia. the Sunni parts, because under Saddam it was like ruled by Sunnis, but the Shia felt marginalized or whatever. But the Shia really didn't have a big deal with Americans. Not really. That's why they're doing so well right now, fighting ISIS.
Well, the Iran goes. The Iran problem, as far as the U.S. goes back to 1953, when unfortunately the CIA under
It's true. Most of the day.
yeah, they. Well, are you laughing? You don't. Are you laughing because you are ignorant of this
I'm
fact, or
laughing
you
because
think
you're
this is
fucking
false?
stupid.
We're laughing because every time,
No.
America's
Well,
it's all America's
okay.
fault. Every time.
All right, you need to look this up because
You need to look it
I
up.
know.
this is not
I
even.
know.
This is basic basic facts of history.
No,
What
I
happened in
know.
1953 was.
Which part of I know don't you understand? I get it.
He doesn't understand basic English, man. You got to say it in retard to him.
I get it. But what you're
Well,
doing is you're deflecting away from Islam.
I
Yes,
have
the
a
CIA.
friend.
But
Yes, the CIA.
the problems with Iran have way more to do with U.S. intervention
incorrect.
because
Correct.
hold on. The Iranians had democratically elected Mohammad Mossadegh
We all
as
know
their
about the
prime
revolution.
as their prime
Dude.
minister in the 1950s, and under Eisenhower, under the CIA, under Kermit Roosevelt and Allen Dulles, they supported a coup against their democratically
Thank you for the history lesson,
leader
mate. We
and
know.
put in a horrible
Thank you, history teacher. Thank you for teaching us.
Shah of
Yeah.
Iran,
Yes.
who was
No
in
one's
power
That's not why we were laughing.
for
We're laughing
decades
because
until the
we're
70s,
laughing. Jeff,
2
please.
decades.
That's not why we're laughing. We all know about the Iranian Revolution. The
Right.
reason we're laughing. Well,
Is
we know
because
we know about the fuckery that the CIA do. Okay.
right.
Yes, they absolutely mess things up left, right, and center. They've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, and you don't think that has anything to do with the current situation?
The current situation is a guy went into fucking McDonald's and shot some children. Do you think the CIA made him do that?
No, I have some personal insight on this.
I don't know what made him do that. I wasn't making that connection.
Well, I do.
No. Look, this guy, I used to be like, whatever, a little bit of a criminal, whatever. And this guy that I became friends with, he was a revolutionary or whatever, freedom fighter in Iran. And he is a Sunni, and he used to ride around on a horse and execute soldiers, like from the Shia Revolutionary Guard, etc., the IRGC. And his biggest problem with them is that they didn't let Ali be the successor to Muhammad. That was his problem with them.
Well, okay. There's always lone nuts, but we're talking about
attacks in groups of thousands of people in terrorist or whatever.
But to the extent that they were motivated by what that happened, the CIA called. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me finish. The CIA calls
that if it happens once.
No, let me finish.
Once, you can say lone wolf. If it happens once, you can say lone wolf. You can't say lone wolf when it happens weekly.
But it is what the CIA calls it is blowback. They don't say it's rational or anything like that. But if that's used as the justification for atrocities, that's what the CIA has a term for this. It's not something I made up. They call it blowback.
Yes, I understand this. I know this person in real life, and his biggest issue was going back to the foundings of Islam when the successor to Muhammad was decided to be Abu Bakr as opposed to his, whatever stepson Ali, and that was his biggest motivation. No, Omar came later.
But to the extent that people have grievances against the U.S. For whatever reason, rational or not,
he had nothing.
That's blowback.
About the US.
That's blowback.
No, it's not. This person was motivated. I've known him for like 2 decades.
Oh, okay. I don't know what motivates other people, so maybe you probably don't either. But go ahead.
Apparently, it's
I know what he tells me and has told me for decades.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you saying that he's lying to me and it's just a CIA?
I don't know. I've never met him.
Remember, dude, it's America's fault.
Well, you have to admit
It's America's fault.
Well, think about it this way. From the Iranians' point of view, it is America's fault. You see what I mean? So that's always there, right? We're the great Satan.
Fuck
Even though there's no logic to it. You know what I mean? They just blame us for everything. But, in order to mitigate that problem, we're going to have to...
Actually, Iran has been exemplary in the last year during the nuclear deal. That's been a success as far as most people can measure so far.
I actually agree.
They didn't have
decent
nukes. Yeah.
Yeah. Stuxnet fucked them.
I just want to let some of the other guys have their say. Ranger, it's your hangout.
Yeah.
What's the talk?
Exactly.
Well, I just wanted to say one thing real quick. You did it wrong.
Go ahead.
It's America! Back here!
But if America's great, it's not because we think we're always right. It's because
we're great because we create terrorists. That's why.
Well, hey, there's one thing I did want to correct.
We do, unfortunately.
Sorry.
Yes.
Mike, Jack, go ahead.
Stop sucking off your microphone.
I have a bad mic. I need to get one from somewhere else, but
China.
Until I can.
Sounds better now. No, it sounds a lot better now.
Okay, but no, there was one thing I wanted to correct. There are Muslims who do condemn Muhammad for what he did with the 9-year-old, and I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Aisha.
Oh, they're still alive?
No,
where are these magical Muslims at?
Let me finish. No, they are out there, but now...
Can you point something to me?
Hold on.
Finish, please.
Because a lot of them say you cannot compare Muhammad to Jesus, as Christians want to present. What I'm saying, and what I mean by that is, Muhammad was a man, therefore could still sin, and they do say he was wrong in this, but they are still Muslim. And no, they are not the majority of Muslims, and no, they are not like this huge thing, but they are out there, and there are small sects, just like there are sects of Muslims who believe in reincarnation.
Depends if Jesus got a boner.
There is no doctrine of Islam that believes in reincarnation. That is completely incompatible.
What are those guys called? The Sikhs? They believe in everything.
Sikhs do. Hindus do. Buddhists do. Not all Buddhists. Buddhism
I used to stick up for the Sikhs because they often got confused for Muslims and they got harassed and stuff. And I was like, "Hey, dumbass, that's a Sikh, not a Muslim." Then I realized they believe in Muhammad along with all the other prophets. And I'm fuck those guys.
They also claim rape victims for the act of rape being bestowed upon them.
Nice.
It's pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
The sect is Ismaili. I cannot pronounce it. Ismaili. They are a sect within Islam that accepts reincarnation. Once again, we're talking small.
Seriously?
Sects. Yes.
Yeah.
They really exist.
Ismaili do accept reincarnation? They're a branch of Shia Islam, but I didn't know that because that seems pretty weird. But they go further east though, right?
Yeah, I mean they're not, like I said, I'm not saying they're a major branch, but the fact is you'll still have them, so that's why I'm always against. Hold on. Sorry. No, sorry, my wife is talking to me at the same time.
I thought that was your mom.
That was my mom.
Oh, so mean.
Anyway.
Yeah, atheists just use bacon-flavored swatch.
Bacon-flavored bombs. Hashtag bacon-flavored bombs.
Hashtag nuke
bacon.
Hashtag nuke Saudi Arabia.
I'm looking at some stuff
Only
here.
because they're a U.S. ally.
It does not appear that Ismailis do believe in reincarnation. It is a Sunni meme, if you will.
I'll actually find the links on the papers I looked at for that, but it'll take me a while because, like I said, it's a small set.
Blackjack, you have a degree in religious studies, don't you?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll take his word over.
Oh, he has a degree, so he magically knows everything. Okay.
No,
like Reza Aslan. Are we
I
at
would
that
like
level
to
now?
know how so many people.
Oh, the Druze. The Druze. Here we go.
I'll take his word for it too.
Oh yeah, the Druze are an offshoot of the Ismaili sect, which is a Shia sect. But they're not
Shia sect.
What?
The Chia sect.
Oh, Chia.
Chia.
They grow chia pets all day.
Chia. Hey, just quickly, I just want to say to Bunto, none of us are totally oblivious to some of the fuckery of the West and the the capitalist.
Oh yeah, totally not.
Sort of corporatocracy and the CIA and black book operations and what's it called? Corporate assassinations and stuff like that. But what we're talking about is the phenomenon we're witnessing of Islam and Muslims and jihad, and really to sort of connect it to America. Look, our free fucking society is not ideal. It's not perfect. It's the best we've come up with so far, and I think it's actually falling. I think it's gonna fall, and we're gonna have to come up with something better.
And look at the Chinese basically were super huge dicks to the Tibetan Buddhists, right? The Tibetan Buddhists finally, at basically the end of the problematic situation of they would be genocided completely by the Chinese, they finally were like, okay, we'll take up arms in defense, even though it's against our beliefs, right? The Muslims.
If our society does fall, it's going to be thanks to people like Jeff.
Yeah.
But speaking of that,
Jeff is marginalized.
No. Oh, you waited for him to get back.
Hey,
it's the best. It's the best model of society we have so far, and I would be all for reining in the flaws in our society and maybe trying a new version of it where we don't do that shit anymore.
Well,
so
just one of the flaws.
Just so you know, we're not pro CIA involvement and fuckery. We're not pro any of that shit. But what we're talking about is Islam, and every time you guys raise all these other things, it's like it's a deflection.
It's irrelevant.
I'm not fucking crying them a fucking.
Okay, how about this? Not you, but
I know. I don't think most people are. There are some people that are saying, "Oh, it's their culture. It's the way they believe. It's the way they think." That's retarded.
Well, there's a bunch of people that think that, but not in this.
They're retarded.
There's a couple of people in this hangout who are kind of. What they're doing is. They're observing something which is fact, which is true, that the U.S. government does.
I don't care if it's their culture. Their culture's wrong.
No, I'm not talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about these two guys, right? Bunto and Jeff.
Well, wait a second here. Okay,
and I'm not lumping you together. I can see that one of you is slightly more on. On.
I wasn't trying to name any names or say anything about anyone.
I'm naming names. Let me
give you guys an example.
Hey, Uber, this is a little bit off topic. Can I just, Uber, can you say, the kids with their hippity hop and the Jello pudding pops?
Thanks, Nate.
I'm not Bill Cosby.
You're not going to take the bait because you sound like Bill Cosby.
Okay. Let me put a point home here.
Moving and clapping your fucking hippity.
Okay, let's suppose it was 1965 right now, and I would have said to you, the whole American public said, the whole Western civilization, that Vietnam was an unnecessary war.
Yep.
With what we know now, right? Back then, but those people were like, "Are you kidding me? The communists is this monolithic problem. They're going to take over Southeast Asia." But I'm telling you, 65, it's an unnecessary war. We don't need to do anything over there. See what I mean? It's like. So now it's like...
It was a total lie. The Gulf of Tonkin was a lie.
Yep. Hang on, both of you guys. Yep, I've thought about this, and it's an interesting concept, and I've definitely run this through my head, because communism was the big bad enemy for a long time. We're talking like, 50, 60 years the Cold War was going on, and all of the, fuck, the Reds are coming, the Reds are going to get us, all of that sort of stuff. And they fizzled out. They just fizzled out all by themselves, basically. Just all we did was just kept up the bulwark until they fizzled out all on their own. But how many lives were lost in that war? Millions of Vietnamese.
Not just that war, the entire Cold War, all the proxy wars within the Cold War.
Right, World War II and World War in the Cold War were wars against fascism and communism, and now we have both in the U.S. So supposedly we won those wars.
No. So anyway, there's a fever pitch in here about anti-Islam, right? Well, back then there was a fever pitch there against anti-communism.
I don't think Islam's going to peter out the way communism did. I don't want to do it over
not if we keep occupying their nation states and having them embolden their
gas.
This is what radicalizes people when they think they're under attack. It's
Do you hear yourself radicalized? Do you fucking hear yourself?
I do hear myself. Thank you. Do you?
That's all it takes.
There was an article that I read the other day.
Jumping on a fucking boat before this guy
parents are the ones who radicalize them.
No, there was an article that I read the other day. It says domestic abuse, and it referenced the Orlando shooter and I think the San Bernardino guy. And it's like domestic abuse is linked to radicalization. Yeah, if you read the Quran and do what it says, beat your wife, yeah, you're already on the path to becoming...
Well, doesn't Christianity say, spare the rod, spoil the child?
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna throw you in a cage, douse you with petrol.
Please.
Spare the rod, spoil the child. Verse comes from Homer Samuel Butler.
It's a fucking miracle. People have understood. Fucking religion is a bad thing. Derp.
Yeah, we're all atheists here. We're not condoning Christianity.
Yeah.
Jeff is a Christian.
That's not.
I don't give a fuck who's
not a
who.
Christian.
Total atheist.
Jeff's an atheist. He's just a pussy.
Golly, man.
Poor guy, man.
You guys are Nazis, man. That's sure.
Oh, gosh.
No, anyway, so like...
Fuck what you believe.
Okay, how about this, guys? Within recent memory... Okay, when the Twin Towers went down, there was like... George Bush was at 90% approval. Remember how quickly that was? Everybody wanted to freaking get that,
he was like at 20% before.
And they offered for it, okay, let's get Iraq, right? Now, looking back at it, we should have said at that time, holy shit, what did they do? It was the Saudis that attacked us, right?
But
we were like, drumbeated into that war.
I did say that, by the way. People who would have listened to me at the time, I said exactly that. I was not on board with that. I was not on board with the first Iraq war, so I was one of those people that you should have listened to. Go ahead.
Iraq War 1, Gulf War 1, Iraq invaded Kuwait.
Right.
And Kuwait asked for our help. Should we have not helped them? If someone asks you for help and they're getting their asses
the U.S. told the U.S. Ambassador was named April Glaspie. She actually told Saddam that it was fine to invade them, that this was not our problem.
She was a massive idiot.
She was speaking for the administration.
We're off topic again.
We are.
But the reason that we went into Kuwait the first war, wasn't necessarily because of Kuwait. Those guys were like 10 miles away from Saudi Arabia. That's what spurred the whole fucking
Saddam Hussein wanted to go off the dollar.
Talk about
that was where he fell out of grace.
Hats.
Uber.
That's why I'm logging out. Have fun, guys.
Okay, thank you.
We'll be wrapped.
Wonderful. Yeah,
from
delightful.
Someone. I think you'll figure it out. I'm guessing Jeff probably has a collection.
Collection.
Good luck, guys. Have fun.
Yeah, great talking to you.
Yeah, fucking hell of laughs, buddy.
So, Bunto, I have one question for you. Are you like one of my people?
What?
What is your racial background?
Oh, I'm Native American Sioux.
Ah, yeah. Oh, Sioux?
I knew he was a chug.
Yeah,
Two Evos in the house.
Too much.
I'm a Cree.
He's a Native American. You can't mess with that.
Yeah, I'm a Cree.
Now, I remember back, when are you going to pay my reparations, right? Go back 200 years.
That's right. That's right.
That's when that...
No, but anyway, okay, we hate freaking
Islam and we want to destroy things. See, this is what they need. People like Bush to fucking get us into another Iraq situation.
People.
So,
I mean, that's not really hard to understand.
Yeah, I mean, I do hate the Islamic radicals. I do hate, but I know we were burned with fucking 9/11, got burned with Vietnam. I know there's somebody there to take advantage of this shit.
It's blowback. That's what the CIA called it. It's blowback. Read Chalmers Johnson's book about blowback. He was in the CIA, and that's what they called it. This is when they did covert operations. This is what happens, and everybody was dumbfounded, and they thought, oh, these radical Islamists, they're just they hate us for our freedom and values, but no, they hate us because of what was done to them.
God, you're shoving a lot
Hey, Jeff, should we privatize the CIA?
That's a lot of bullshit.
I'm actually going to recommend another book. It's actually by Jeff.
History. It's not bullshit. If you want to call history bullshit, that's fine, but...
I'm going to recommend psychiatric help for Jeff.
Well, maybe I would recommend historical education for you.
I'd recommend a set of glasses. I'd recommend a new prescription set of spectacles, mate. Because
as you can see in my photograph, I have
open your eyes, bro.
Decent,
yeah, well, you're not seeing the forest for the trees, are you?
I think I am. I'm not.
Hey, Jeff, should we
I'd recommend
privatize
concentration. Oh my God.
Hey, Jeff, should we privatize the CIA? Let the free market forces take over.
The CIA should not exist, in my view, but that's another topic.
Oh, we certainly shouldn't have. We certainly shouldn't have intelligence organizations protecting our.
That's
a terrible idea.
Intelligence organizations aren't very intelligent. They didn't foresee 9/11, or if they did, they didn't care about it. They didn't foresee because they didn't foresee the Soviet collapse. That they're horrible. No, the CIA
first
should be
of all, the
dismantled.
Soviet collapse was well predicted. It was well foreseen. It was
By
not
whom?
by the U.S. The absolute starvation of the whole project was absolutely predicted. It just was not foreseen
by whom?
It was going to be.
No, back that up. By whom?
By whom? The CIA, first of all. By the NSA as well.
No, the CIA was
the
totally,
NRO rather.
No, the CIA was telling us that the Soviets were a huge threat and they were this economic power and they were a basket case. The only one that really did foresee the collapse of the Soviet Union was Ludwig von Mises, who wrote Against Socialism in 1922. But he was.
Oh God! Thanks for giving us the timeline.
But nobody. We were told. I was around. I'm an old guy, and I was around in the 70s and 80s.
Right.
And the Soviet Union was going to bury us, according to the propaganda.
Okay, how about this?
We heard.
The CIA. The CIA did miss the Iranian Revolution because remember Carter went over there.
They missed everything.
Yes. They didn't miss everything. They missed the Iranian Revolution for sure. They missed that.
Well, what did they catch?
What did they catch? First of all, a whole bunch of stuff that nobody's ever heard about.
Okay, they caught the Cuban missiles. Hold it, Jeff. They caught the Cuban missiles. They caught that.
Well, at the 11th. Well,
no way.
At the 11th hour.
Back down. They got rid of the missiles.
Do you want recent information? They caught specifically that it was going to be a shit show if it was destabilized in both Syria and Libya. They were fully aware of all of this, and Hillary Clinton actually used her cred against the Pentagon and against the CIA to push for destabilization. And what happened? It was a shit show, as predicted.
Hillary Clinton is like nothing, man. Nobody listens to her. That's why she's going to be a fine president.
No, that's the crazy part, is that the fact that she didn't, like, as Secretary of State at the time, she had power, and the Pentagon was like, no, you can't do this, and the CIA was like, no, you can't do this because this is what's going to happen, and then she was like, no, we're going to do this. And first of all, I'm a dyed-in-the-wool leftist. Understand this.
Department. Okay, the State Department has had no functionality since World War II. That's why Nixon. Yeah, that's why Nixon and Kissinger bypassed it completely during the Vietnam regime, the Nixon regime. I mean, state is a funny farm, man. There's nothing to the State Department.
Check the leaked emails. The Pentagon was against it. and she pushed it
like the
anyways,
post
and it
office.
happened as according to her directives, regardless of whether the official power was supposed to be in her hands. Anyways, I'm not saying the Democrats are bad. I'm saying that this one is corrupt specifically. I am a leftist.
Well, to be fair, most liberals are fucking retarded anyway.
Aren't we
So.
talking about Islam anyway?
Fuck you, Snake.
That's why you have
super
I like what Harry Brown said about the Department of Defense.
Schools.
Harry Brown said the Department of Defense is like the post office in fatigues.
That's what the TSA is, the post office.
Yeah, all of them. So no, they don't really know much of anything. Or
we
certainly, even if they do know something, they're not going to use it to our benefit. So.
Okay, but Jeff, all this goes away once we privatize, right? Once we privatize our State Department, let the free market forces take over, things get better, right?
I think insurance would be a much more effective model for. Yeah, because insurance companies would have a vested interest in my not wanting to be invaded, but the CIA is a monstrous agency. It's done horrible things. It hasn't just been an intelligence gathering.
Okay, so if you were president, you'd get rid of the CIA, right?
Yes. Kennedy wanted to get rid of it.
Well, who? Okay, I think Truman got pissed off by the CIA. He wanted to get rid of it one time.
Yeah.
But I mean, no president's going to.
But Kennedy wanted, and that might have been why he was assassinated.
No.
We've already had that show, Jeff.
Yeah, moving on. I got.
Well, okay, you want to move on. It's a pretty significant series of events, but if you want to move on, that's fine. You want to giggle about it?
Yeah, sorry, just
not important.
No.
Go ahead. Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
I think we've had enough screaming over each other, so I just thought I'd play this little video, which I found very, very funny.
Yeah.
Ride with Jack, a 13-year-old boy from Virginia, who just got his braces off and usually spends Saturday morning playing basketball with his friends.
What a stud.
He's also a young actor, and today we hired him to help us make a point. We asked him to take a drive around town, with his mother, of course, since he's not nearly old enough to drive a car.
Oh,
We have shots where he isn't old enough to work the register. Then we stop at the convenience store to see Jack try to buy beer. The cashier can't believe he even tried.
The cashier's hot.
At the next store, Jack tried
would.
with no luck. Later, he strikes out trying to buy Racy magazine.
Alright, okay, thank you.
And then lottery tickets.
Can I get a couple scratch-offs?
How old are you? You got your ID?
13.
Oh, then it's open to kids?
You can't get no scratch-off fees.
Okay. Well, to everyone here, the idea that we'd ever expose a 13-year-old to the danger.
What's the point of this? I thought we were having a conversation.
But I thought they sold scratch-offs to kids. I guess they don't, huh? But guns, fucking go buy
Rangers just trying to give us a little integration.
I'll take it.
That's cool.
I think he's kind of derailing our conversation,
No way!
which
This
is
is a
fine.
good part, man. Shows you
The
that you can
deflection
go buy a
wasn't at
fucking
all.
gun,
What the
Jeff.
hell is this about? I mean, we were having a conversation about other stuff.
I think he's right. About hot young 13-year-old males buying guns, which is a super turn on for me.
What the hell was that? Well, that's fine, but we were talking about other stuff.
Fine, no, it's
Well,
not.
I mean, it's fine. No, it's fine that you're talking about it, but we're talking about other stuff. Okay, all right.
But Jeff, this is a social problem, Jeff.
No, it's not. No.
I didn't know we were changing the. It's
Guns
kind
is
of
a
like
social problem.
Jeff, we're taking a break, buddy. We're taking
that you're doing that.
5-minute breather. We're taking.
All right, that's fine. If you guys want to talk about this, that's cool.
No, we can
I'm
go
gonna
back
head
to the
out.
topic later. I was just. Yeah, exactly. I just was trying to make more of the fucking hangout. Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, but you just totally derailed the conversation.
Talking about something
fine.
God forbid it's Ranger.
It's fine if you guys want to talk about this. That's cool, but it's just not what.
I mean,
we were
be
talking
careful.
about.
Be
Okay,
careful.
Jeff, what are some proper subjects we can talk about, okay?
Whatever you want to talk about, that's fine.
I just can't. I really wanted to say something. Sorry.
But I thought we were talking about something important, and then we want to talk about guns.
Okay, let's let Graham go.
What I'm asking is, okay,
let's let Belmont talk.
I'm just wondering what Jeff and people think about, because there's this. Okay, for example, a precursor with 100 years ago, the First World War was horrible. Governments were mobilized to send young men out and slaughter each other by the millions for really nothing. But today, it's the inverse. There is a real threat today with people flooding in, Islamic people flooding into countries, and our birth rate is so low. They're going to take over in so long. Why can't
They'll kill the gays, right?
Why can't the government do something about this and, like, the migrants, kick them out and encourage more people in the West to have children, and at least that could be our war effort. My point is that why are we just laying down and dying? Why is the West doing that?
Because people like Jeff are pussies.
That's interesting. It's a psychological discussion, and it's a collective psychology, and I don't know whether it's time for our society to fall, but the people on the wrong side of this are the ones that are bringing it down and going to cause it to fall. Either it is time and I'll accept that and let it happen, or this is just a hiccup along the road where we have to stamp out stupidity and move on. Because this is cognitive dissonance, Jeff. It's fucking outrageous for you to be doing this. You know, you are really contributing. You are
what am I doing?
You are vocal on the wrong side of things, man. You are.
Yeah, you're too sensible, Jeff.
I don't know.
No, nuance is good.
I'm having trouble keeping track of.
I like all the nuance. I like all that. What Belmont's just said is that in World War One, and I guess in World War Two and Vietnam, eventually our society decided that this is not worth it. It's too costly, and we all sort of said, well, we all became pacifistic basically, and we became kind of, soft.
Who did?
And
not just that. Not just that.
The good guys.
Yeah, but
the U.S.
It's
like
just sort of
US
like
not become pacifistic.
No. It's become inverse in that back then people for such problems when you look at them that weren't worth people's lives, they were willing to kill millions of people. And now in our society,
that's not pacifistic.
No, it wasn't.
We were talking about that back then.
No, you are pacifistic.
But when there's an actual thing where we need to come together and actually fight something, when it's very justified, when the future of human well-being is on the line, nobody wants to fight. Nobody wants to do a damn thing.
Okay.
Yes, but
Keyword fighting. Okay, listen. Can we let Islamic immigrants into our country? I say yes, but you know what? When they get here, they ain't going to be Islamic no more. See, that's the type of social engineering that the Christians and all the theists don't want to hear, right? It says, yeah, we're going to go ahead and accept these immigrants, but guess what? Religion goes in the ash can, man.
Yeah, that's...
We'll take these guys.
That's
we'll make them
No, that's the deception that's going on here, is that Islam is specifically a political, everything system of your life. And when you expect them to just, not them as in, oh, that person, when you expect the ideology to just be thrown out, this is hardwired by the time they're 5.
So that's a problem.
But Americans, listen, they said this, that we couldn't build a ship in 90 days in World War II. Mr. Kaiser, he fucking had it down to 44 days in World War II. He just did that so he could say, yeah, we can do it. Americans are social engineers.
So there's this huge divide. There's this big project called religion, and everybody kind of assumes it's kind of all the same. If you're a Muslim and you're born into it, you think that literally non-believers are less than animals that you slaughter for food. They are garbage people. They're not even people. They're garbage, and you should kill them and slay them and hate them and treat them like garbage and slay them. It's gross, man. It's insane.
Then why is there a significant portion of young Iranians wanting to change their government?
Because they're not really, first of all, they're not Sunni Muslims, which is the major block of Islam, which follows the Hadith. The Shia do not follow the Hadith. They have their own interpretation of the Quran. The Quran is pretty short. It's not that hard to read.
So what
I
are
can
you
agree with
looking
the
at?
mechanics, but there is a portion there. See what I mean? So there is change possible.
Yeah, it's like 4% possibly.
The key word is religion. The ideas of some value to religion needs to change. We'll keep the people, but we change the religion.
I think the problem is that everyone's too precious about human life, and you're not willing to hate.
Oh my God, that's not a bad thing.
Hang on, calm down.
I think
Hear
that
me out.
kind of is the basic
Hear
thing.
me out. Hear me out. If you truly are an atheist, if you truly are just a normal human being that accepts that you're going to die and that nature is rough and that life feeds on life, we all die. Pain is everywhere. Suffering is everywhere. If you kind of accept that, and you don't get too precious and too emotional about every single thing, then you know really we're not willing to hate horrible enemies. And look, the reason we hate them is because they are so vicious, and we hate the people they.
That's a long step towards the final solution.
Well, hang on. The reason we hate these evil people is because we do have empathy. We do care. We're not completely heartless, so cold bastards. We do care that they hurt people. So that's why we hate them, because they're so fucking abhorrent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you do have to break some eggs to make an omelet. And if we...
Well, we never get the omelet. We always get broken eggs, but we don't. Really
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, maybe this time there's a big fucking line in the sand, and this time it's all or nothing. And look, I mean, if you're not willing to hate evil, then you haven't got your moral compass fucking aligned correctly. Hatred is not a bad thing. Hatred of evil is not a bad thing. To kill a killer is not murder. To kill a killer is stopping murder.
But you're not being very precise with who the killer is. See what I mean? You're like whitewashing the whole religion.
That's what we're
the thing is like this, guys. I can understand your vigor for fighting, but the thing is, it's the idea, the religious idea.
And you want to break eggs among peaceful people, and that's where.
No, there's no peaceful Muslims. There are no peaceful Muslims.
Oh, that's bullshit. No.
No, we take
totally
the immigrants, right? Who are
doesn't exist apparently.
No,
the immigrants are just glad to be out of the war zone, and they're glad to have a shelter, right? The second they crack open their Korans, we just say, guess what, guys? This is what got you there.
No, they're not.
All the Korans and all the worship.
I know lots of peaceful Muslims, and if you were to kill them, you would be a monster.
No, there aren't. Okay. Here's the analogy I always use. It's the absolute gold. It's concrete. You can't argue this. If I come around a corner and I see 6, 7 people, one of them's raping a fucking child, and the other ones are just standing there watching with glee, who is the evil one? Is the evil one only the person who's raping the child, or are the others evil as well? Are they peaceful because they're not taking that action? No,
they're not doing anything, Taz. They're peaceful.
But like here in America, they're not standing at my corner raping. You know, I mean, our Muslims seem to be peaceful.
Yes, they are. Yes,
so
they are.
I'm going to stand up for Bunto, whatever his name is, my fellow Chug. This is a huge problem in.
Here we go.
Yeah, no, it's a huge problem in
Abo
North
loyalty,
America.
right?
We do not have just like the migrants that are poor and just flood in and just like beat up and rape people.
Did you hear about the 3 little Muslim boys that raped a 5-year-old
girl? No, in Idaho.
And pissed on her?
I'm fully aware of this. And
what would you have done if you had gone into that laundry room and seen that scene?
No, you can make the argument that they maybe should intervene, but they're not the aggressors if they're not actually committing the act.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it does.
If I ever saw somebody getting beaten or raped, I would put my life on the line to solve that problem. And that's why you can sit there crying about it.
But they're not the aggressors if they're not solving the problem.
Okay. If somebody, if there are people watching, but they're horrified and they don't know what to do, that's one thing. But if people watching, like
smile about it,
smiling, or the people that throw rocks at the corpses, that's a different thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. fuck
You
those
are
people.
if you are paralyzed with fear, I do not hold you accountable, and I do not consider you an evil person.
No,
If, however,
we don't. Nobody has positive obligations to put themselves into harm's way.
yes, we all do. Yes, we all do. Kind of do.
That's the whole project of human life.
That's a moral obligation.
No, I don't think anybody has a positive obligation. You don't do
Yes,
it
we
all
do.
the time. Do you go, like, do you hear about
Yes, I
something
do.
on the news and you go
Every
marching
fucking-
down to that
travel
bad
to Syria.
neighborhood?
Why is this about us
Settle
now?
Like,
things? No, you don't do that. So
Yes,
you
I
a
do.
retard? Honestly, are
Every
you?
you do.
moment.
Okay, well maybe you're
At no
special.
point am I going to travel to Syria to go
Right.
everything.
Exactly.
Sell my house, sell all my vehicles, just go there to stop one tiny
Exactly.
event. No. But
I
if
do.
somebody
I use
danger
everything
in
I
front
have.
of me, I
All I've got-
jump in there. You know why?
Yeah, and
Because
that's
I
laudable.
am me.
And what
Jeff?
makes it laudable is it's not a moral imperative. You don't have to do it, but you do it.
Jeff?
That's
No,
what makes it.
and if you
that's what
don't,
makes it
you're a
Oh my
pussy.
laudable.
Jeff, we're going to do it because we care about human life.
Thank
Jeff?
you.
Right. I don't dispute that.
Oh.
But that's what makes it
so you
right. But
don't
it's not an
care
obligation.
about
It's
human
not
life?
a moral
Also, not just-
obligation.
you just
It's
care about how
something
America's
you do
fault
that's
it is?
above and beyond.
I'm not just, and what I was talking about earlier too, is that it's not just about terrorism. Like,
No, it's not even close.
Just take terrorism out of the equation. It's the destruction of the only society, the Western world, that has helped humanity so much. The future of humanity would be very bleak if the West was to fall.
But that's the nature
What's
of
your
us.
Twitter, man?
We're always going to be challenged. Okay, the thing is that you guys want to kill people, but the thing is we got to kill ideas.
I'm not trying to say kill it. I'm more so saying we need not fight as in go shoot and blow things up. I'm saying fight as in put measures forward to curb the
Do you
problem.
know what's hilarious?
that.
Is this is so fucking black and white. It's the most black and white it has ever been in human history, in recorded history that we know about. This is as black and white as it has ever been. It's never
I
going to get
highly
as
agree.
cut
Yeah,
as this.
100%
It
agree.
is. It's black
Yeah,
and white. It's
it
very
is.
simple. These people are the enemy. Take them out. Or you don't have to take them out. Isolate them. Kick them out.
Well, we're not even at that level with these people, Sacred. I mean, they're not even talking about
What are
solutions
you
yet.
talking about? Like with Islam, it's black
Because
and
they're
white.
fucking scared, duh.
Yeah,
They're
we
not
can't talk
scared.
about
No,
solutions
no,
if we
they're not
can't all
scared.
agree with the
I
problem.
don't think Jeff is scared. I think Jeff is a decent, sweet person who doesn't understand how to hate when it's appropriate. He thinks
I don't
always
think
bad.
he
Oh, no,
understands
I
what
hate
the problem
both
is.
people.
No, I just don't think he has that emotion of hate and anger and passion. He thinks that that's a negative, an emotion, and I don't think he realizes that there is a time and a place for the warriors to stand up and go and kick some ass. And
That's why I said, Taz, that's why I said he's a
Yeah,
basketball.
I'm not a pacifist.
Jeff
No.
or anybody else. I'm
No,
curious.
I know you're not.
Let's say the future of humanity. One way is continue going where the idea of the future where people go into space and it's so bright, like medical, like the comparison today's medical science is like the Stone Age where everything is so like a sci-fi future. Let's say
That's never going to happen.
going.
Mate.
I
That's never
mean,
going to happen.
okay, just hypothetically, as close as that we
Stop,
can get.
stop looking to the stars. Stop looking to the stars and start thinking about the survival of human society, because we're not going to flourish and make it to the stars with Islam around.
That's my point. My point is that what would you rather have? A society that
we're not going to eradicate Islam by bombs and invasions. We're going to eradicate
it could
by
be
reason
done.
and
It's doable. It's doable.
It's very doable.
no, it's not.
That's the nature of the religion. Okay.
And even if that's not a step in eradicating the religion, those were
we've made it
necessary.
strong. We've tried that, and it's made it stronger.
No,
we haven't.
Well, first of
every
all,
bomb had to
I
be dropped.
actually agree with Jeff here. That's one. But
So just sitting
I
around
don't
talking.
totally agree with him.
Wait. So just sitting around talking about a problem. That's the
Really, nigger,
solution, right?
you tell me.
Just talking about it, just informing people about it's going to fix it, right? Okay, yeah.
Knowledge doesn't
But what
hurt.
has talking about it done any? Wait. What has talking about it done?
All right. Hypothetically,
Well, think about that. These people are beyond words. These people are
Thinking is a
beyond
good
conversation.
Punto and Jeff, hypothetical
really
situation. Hypothetical situation. They're not Muslims. They are not human. They're alien invaders. They're savage.
zombies.
Destructive. You have no empathy towards them at all.
Well,
Let's call them robots.
right.
They're Terminators. Okay, they're machines. They're Terminators, right?
And there's
Now,
no inherent conflict.
Jeff,
Like if you wanted to believe
let me finish the
Islam and I
hypothetical.
wanted to believe
Let me put you-
atheism or Christianity, there's no inherent
Jeff,
conflict.
Let him finish.
Stop.
Unless I want to occupy your land or I want to
Alright,
take your
it's the
stuff, then there is a conflict.
Christ. The land means nothing. Let's understand this.
Jeff, it's a hypothetical.
Muslims want a big land.
It's a hypothetical. Imagine they're not human beings. They're just absolute fucking Terminator machines. Okay.
That's why I said it has zombies.
Well, that's not the case, but okay.
They're self-replicate. Well, they're self-replicating. They build themselves and they implant the same code in their progeny, and they are expanding and they are growing. And should we annihilate them? In this hypothetical, if they're robots, they're not Muslims, they're robots.
Yeah, they're the Terminators. It's the Terminator war
Well,
thing.
that's not the case.
No. I'm asking you can you not do a thought experiment, a hypothetical for me, please?
I can, but it's
Okay,
not
Jeff, he's just
relevant.
asking, when would you sanction genocide, Jeff? That's what he's asking.
No, it's not genocide, Bonto. It's not a genocide. It's not a genocide.
Oh, also, when would you sanction how deep survival of our species?
I mean, if they were
How
trying
would
to
you go?
force me to believe what they believe, is that what you're
Also
saying?
them, Jeff. That's
They
what
were
he's saying.
they were literally the Borg. They were going to take over.
Also them,
If they're
Jeff.
literally the
never
Borg,
stop.
then they're aggressors, and yes,
Wait.
That is what Islam is.
that's not what we're talking about here.
Wait.
Islam is
Let's break down the statistics for a quick
That's
second.
exactly what it is. That's exactly
It is
what
not
it is.
exactly what it is. Come on.
It's
Really? Have you
exactly
been that
land.
propagandized that you think that's what it is?
Jeff, have you read
Seriously?
the Quran, the Sunnah, or any of the
Yes,
Surah?
and I've read chapters
Oh, really?
of the
You've
Bible
read
that
all of those?
are disturbing too.
Actually, I want to quickly finish what because this goes into an
You
analogy.
want to quickly finish? You gonna get a genderqueer faggot to blow you?
What I was saying, because I didn't get to finish what I was saying earlier about the
Okay, let's
road where
I'm not a faggot. I've been married for like 30 years for the.
Your hand doesn't count, buddy. Nor does your dog or your sister or your mom.
Go forth with enlightenment and advancement, or have the West fall and all the Islamic people come in, and in the future, say 100 years from now, the world is all shitty. Which path would you rather fight for? And path A, the better one, is where you have to kick all the migrants out, and say that, okay, we have to be kind of hard against Islam, or path B, just keep doing what we're doing.
Well, the West is going to fall if it does what every other empire has done and tried to overreach and reinvent the whole world in the way that the Roman Empire has done and the British Empire did. It will fall. But if the West is going to be an exemplar of liberty, of human, of individualism and human rights, then the West will prevail. But if the West is not going to be that, then it will fall. I'm afraid that it's so far the current trend. It's been like every other empire. It's been trying to control the world and have it conform to its own perceived interests, and it's going to fall if it does that. But I want it to be something better. If it is something better, it will succeed. But if not, it won't.
Here's an alternate. Then the West it stays out of the other world's the business of the Islamic world and of Africa.
Else, yeah.
But it also kicks out all the migrants, all these millions of migrants coming. None. It closes its borders, and
that's containment.
I don't think that's a good idea either.
Why? Why? Because they will take over the West if we don't stop this. Because of our birth rate.
Okay. What is
If the West has a mechanism for them to take over, it will. But if we have a minimal state, then they can't take over it. And people from different cultures, we're all from different cultures. My family is Irish. They came over.
Some of us are from superior cultures.
Your Irish culture wanted to drink potatoes or eat them. Those are the two options. The cultures that we're referring to want to kill all non-Muslims.
I think that's a
actually,
gross,
when I say
You don't understand reality.
Oh, is it really? Have you read the Quran and Hadith?
Oh, come on.
Can I interject here real quick?
Yeah,
I just wanted to
baloney.
clarify quickly
Okay, listen.
that when I said the West, I meant Ireland. I meant all of Europe, Japan, maybe
Look.
China, and North America.
Can we get back to reality here? Okay, listen. We're the #1 country in the world. We have military bases on every continent in the freaking world. As far as like these people, knocking us down in the near future.
No,
America's the only place that's safe. Canada's fucked.
That's not true.
And it's like Islam really isn't a very attractive thing for here in the West.
It's in the top 20.
I mean, what I mean by the West falling is in the future, the Islamic families outbreed Western families.
So it's a fuck war, right? It's like an arms race
Pretty
between
much.
fucking.
No, it's what's going on.
Unfortunately, they've regressed us to that point.
That's
we have
what's
to go beyond
actually going
fucking.
on.
We gotta go test tube, man. Test tube factories of babies.
It's funny, but that is what that is basically what comes down to.
No, like we are in a crisis mode here.
Okay, listen.
I don't care what color you are, man. I don't give any fuck.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about race. I'm talking
Okay,
about
everybody here believes in
That's
evolution,
what I'm
right?
saying. I don't give a fuck about that.
I'm
but
talking
when your
about
ideas are kill all non-Muslims or rape non-Muslim women because they're fair game.
Oh, not even that. The
We
culture,
don't,
the
we don't
Islamic
allow
culture.
that in the West. So what if somebody wanted to be in a place that attracted that? Why wouldn't they stay?
Well, okay, but listen, guys. Doesn't everybody here believe in evolution? We believe in evolution, right?
Of course.
Let's just put the evolution whammy on that.
Sure, I think it's the best
shit out
story
of it.
going.
So, listen, guys. Doesn't everybody here believe in evolution?
Oh, someone's got their stream
Whose
playing.
echo is going on?
Yeah, but I mean,
Ranger, you're echoing.
Turn off your fucking stream.
okay, these guys are back in the 12th century.
Amateurs.
We've been there, and now we're in the future, so we just drag their ass up to us. Hit them with Spice Girls, hit them with fucking Justin Bieber, and that's
tried
changed.
that. Too.
We tried that. We haven't bombed Iran with freaking CDs and shit.
No,
I linked an article earlier, actually, of what happened when they gained access to pornography on the internet. And
Who the fuck is
the
this
way it's
fucker?
described, the way it's described is almost like sex Tetris, where they just
I'd
drain
fuck
a
this guy.
pool and it's just a sea of bodies.
Can you pick up your shirt and show me your tats?
If you pay me enough.
What's your name there, in fact?
He looks like Tom Green, but a little bit more handsome.
He does not look like Tom Green. First of all, as a Canadian
I said he's more handsome.
Oh, that's true.
It does kind of look like Tom Green.
Kind of
Okay, listen to this.
The Doctor is more handsome than Tom Cruise. We can all agree to that.
Not Tom
The
Cruise.
Doctor.
No.
Everyone's more handsome than Tom Cruise.
Not as gay, though.
More handsome
You
than
know
Tom
what?
Cruise.
What's
Tom's
gonna
not
make
gay. I tried to suck his dick one time at a gay bar, and he said no.
Go,
Ain't
Why
Bob.
don't we
nothing
just
wrong
have like mandatory drug testing? Have some mandatory drug testing, man. If you want to
Who's
be an
drunk?
American.
I'm drunk. Are you drunk, Neeb?
I'm always drunk, nigga.
Of course, duh.
What are you talking about?
What are you drinking, Doc?
Yeah.
I'm drinking Saskatchewan
Against
beer.
no, that is.
Saskatchewan
Mr.
beer.
Suman.
None of y'all
There's a
will
lot of
know what it
drinking.
is. It's called Original 16. So
Saskatchewan.
Original
beer. Is that
16.
even really a
That's
thing?
where my fantasy is, roughly.
Oh my god.
An untouched 16.
But I wouldn't lose any sleep about freaking Muslims stopping us anytime.
So we have 3 alcoholics in here. That's nice.
Shut up! You are probably out committing crimes, stealing things, or whatever black people are up to.
I haven't stole shit in 8 years. Thank you very much.
Oh, really?
Reformed.
Black people are so
He's
lazy
a
they don't steal shit
reformed
for
nigga.
8 years.
An ex-nigga.
Run for public office.
I do kind of want to clarify, because I think it's important to think about it. I kind of want to clarify that when I mean the West, I mean all of Europe, North America, Japan, and other Asian
for sure.
Yeah. I was gonna.
all
say
the
Parts of
East
Russia,
fuckers are included in there too.
Russia. When I say Europe, I include Russia.
I don't. I think they're fucking dirty chinks.
I include Russia actually, and
Albino chinks.
even though China is having has major problems with the communists, they're not
They're
irreversible.
nuts.
So
Yeah, well,
what
the
about
Chinese
Africa?
aren't. Africa is fucked. Not because
Oh man, that's racist.
Africa is full of
I
rapists
know
and
it's
niggers.
racist. It's completely racist. I know.
That's
It has
racist,
nothing to
man.
do with skin color.
How can you say that about my people?
Oh, easily. But you guys don't usually read, so I can write it all I want.
God damn. Shots
See, I'm
fired.
offensive. I don't give any fucks. But the thing is, Sacred, how decent do you consider me as a human being?
Huh?
Like, honestly, how decent am I as a human being?
Dude, you're awesome. I love you. You're my brother.
Yeah.
I would
man.
suck your cock, dude, if I could.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust Neeb as far as I could throw the fat Neeb.
That's a good point.
Yeah, no, I'm a fucking shit poker.
Guys, real quick, everyone welcome David to the room.
David.
What? David?
Hello.
Hey, David.
Hello.
What's on your mind, David?
David Spade?
David, you there?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you. What's on your mind?
Oh, not much. I was just joining, see where the
Shit
conversation
posting.
goes.
Oh, so where are you from?
Discussion went over with.
Guessing from your icon. That's not a South African penguin. South American.
South American penguin?
I think it's an emperor penguin, isn't it?
Yeah, they travel to the, you know.
You white
Antarctica,
people and
but-
your animal intelligence.
White people are animal intelligence. We are doing robot voice. We do animal intelligence. It's pretty racist, really, but.
Oh, speaking of
Reese,
Africa,
Reese just called everyone faggots, guys.
Reese is a faggot, first of all.
You mean a cuck?
I don't think Reese is a cuck, really, but he is just totally a faggot.
You mean a cuck?
No. I fuck tons of fags. Like, I fuck tons of cucks. There's a slight distinction.
Hey, I'm rejoining because you guys are all echoing. I'll be right back.
All right. Do we have a female in here? Because we need a female perspective on all of this, because there's not
yeah,
enough.
sure.
There's not enough.
I want to bring some
emasculated
pussy here,
males in
man.
here. Well, there's not enough emasculated males in this stream anymore.
Oh, no. There will be.
Really, it's a problem.
There will be. I'm done with them.
Because, I mean, didn't the other chick leave, Jeff?
Well, we got Shui.
And no, look,
Sure.
everybody knows that I am a total faggot, right? I don't really have any.
It's not all about you. We don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You keep sending me
We're
dick
totally-
pics.
We're totally cool with you eating dick. It's all good.
Okay.
The penguin, the most commonly used penguin in like commercials and stuff and cartoons is the Humboldt penguin. Why?
Yeah.
I didn't know there were so many kinds of penguins.
Yeah, I think there's like 7 major genres. It's like
Genres?
Genres of
what do
penguins?
you call them?
I don't know.
Dubstep penguins, heavy metal penguins, rap penguins.
Rat penguins.
Well, guys, it was good talking. I'm gonna head in, tuck in. Have a good night. Good weekend.
Oh, there's 17 different species.
Sorry,
All right, see you later, Chug. Spirit Chucker.
See
Yeah,
you,
there's
Bonzo.
17 different species of penguins.
Oh yeah.
That guy's pretty cool.
No, he's
Yeah,
alright,
I
man. I like him.
I don't
He was
line
a
up with
bitch.
him at all.
That
I don't
fat
line up with
fucker.
him at all. No, I don't line up with him at all, but I still like him.
Yeah, he's running for
He
Senate.
doesn't fuck around. He's not a liar.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brother John is in the room. How are you, Brother John?
White power, brother.
Brother John, you there?
African.
You have to
Everyone
unmute
who's-
yourself, but like, if you're a
Everyone who
retard,
just joined is muted.
Well, I didn't mute him, so.
no, it's just
No,
when you join,
it's
you're
self-muted.
unmuted. Yeah.
The iGirl.
Sorry,
And
lagging a
Brother
bit
John.
here. I'm lagging a bit here, sorry.
The
Oh,
African penguin
you
is the
sound like a
cutest.
fucking fag.
Hey, brother.
Hey,
White
Brother
power,
John.
brother.
I think the African penguin is the cutest one. Like the most I don't know. I don't think I'd want to have any of them for pets.
Oh, speaking of, just real quick, speaking of Africa, I think a 72-year-old Nigerian woman was beheaded by a Muslim group, I think last Tuesday.
Of course she was.
Christ.
Of course.
Why, for witchcraft or something?
No, well, what do you think? She blasphemed the Prophet Muhammad. Why else?
No. Guys, this has nothing to do with Islam. When Muslims follow their books and do the things that it says in their books.
Starting to sound like Jeff, man.
I know. I don't
Yeah,
even know what we're doing on YouTube here, but I have been a bit of an idiot the whole time. But I got work tomorrow, so I'll continue doing this for whatever amount of time I need to. But I have to take a piss, BRB.
Don't piss on your balls, man.
Yeah, fucking hashtag kill Islam. That's all I gotta say.
So what about that internet porn?
I know, right?
Pornhub is going to plant one tree for every 100 videos viewed.
What? That's
nice.
So, Doctor, you said who David Duke is running for election? Are you kidding me?
Oh, dude,
he's running for U.S. Senate.
Oh,
dude, David Duke's actually a good guy.
Oh, God.
No, not by a long shot.
No, yes. What are you talking about?
Evil guy. I don't know anything about. I just hear that he's in like not like a quote unquote white supremacist and racist, but an actual white supremacist and racist.
He's a former head of the KKK.
No, David Duke.
The only reason why it's former is because his ass went to jail, I think.
No, he went to jail over tax evasion, dude. That has nothing to do with the KKK. David Duke is a good guy. He's just looking out for his people. That is it. That is all. That's lies. The man's not a white supremacist. The man's not a skinhead. He's not a fucking racist. He is not.
No,
so
the Jews are responsible for all the world's ills and thinks that the Holocaust is a myth and that we should get rid of all.
When he talks about Jews, he's talking about Pacific Jews, Ashkenazi Jews. He's not saying all Jews are bad. Don't maybe have to pull him out on man.
Are we talking about David Duke?
What about the real what about the real Jews? You know the
you talking about the niggers that claim to be Jews?
Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, the niggers that claim to be Jews.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you guys can hear me. Sweet. Yeah, fuck those niggers. Those particular niggers.
Oh yeah.
But no, I thought it was funny, and I was like, dude, I will buy a plane ticket and maybe pay your first month's rent to go move into a constituency where David Duke is running for president if you're black. But I don't really have enough money for all my black friends to do that.
Dude, I would go. David Duke's the last thing from racists.
Isn't he a Holocaust denier?
Yes, he is.
No. Here's the thing about his Holocaust thing. He just is skeptical of the numbers of Jews. That's it. He's not saying it didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
And just because someone is questionable about a tragic event, that doesn't mean he's a bad person. People question tragic events all the fucking time, but I don't see no one flipping off that.
Hey, Kradan, really? Level 20 on Hearthstone? Pick up your game.
What are you on Hearthstone?
14.
Does anyone know Silent
Not
Sheik?
that good either.
Guys, real quick. Does anyone know Silent Sheik?
Well, I talked to him, but I don't know him personally. No.
Okay, well, I saw him in the chat, so I was just wondering if any of y'all.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Ah, sweet. Finally. Yeah, I just had to jump in because this is sounding real stupid.
Jeff is gone, so don't worry. What's on your mind?
Ultimate solution to religion. What is it?
Colonization?
Kill it.
Man, the only solution, you have to go totalitarian with it. Take out the books, burn them.
You mean authoritarian?
What about just pumping a shit ton of money into the education system?
I mean, you could do that, but there'd still be idiots.
We should start taxing churches and stuff.
No, and check this out, man. Like the numbers are pretty crazy. If you have an engineering degree, you are like a post secondary, like engineering degree and like masters or whatever, or better, like PhD, you are way more likely to be a terrorist than if you are like in an arts degree. But it's way even worse if you are uneducated. You are maybe a suicide bomber if you're a Muslim, but the more you go into the STEM fields, you just exponentially increase that value. It's crazy.
That's weird. It's so freaking weird.
It's not weird.
How does that work?
The whole project. No, I saw this interview recently with this kid, and it's like, well, what do you want to do when you grow up? Well, I want to take engineering. Well, why? So we can kill the Jews.
I saw that too. Yeah.
Okay, well, we figured this one out. Yeah, you need to build bombs or whatever to kill Jews. If you have no education, you can't do it. Yeah. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
So, hey, is it cool to stab a woman and her 3 children on a beach because they're dressed inappropriately?
Yes.
I just want to hold the audience here.
Oh, it's totally justified. What are y'all talking about? That's totally justified.
Shut up, Loot Factory. It's not just totally justified. It was justified before they even had kids. Just like burn the woman alive way beforehand.
The woman existed. She needed to be stabbed. Had to be taught a lesson. He was just doing God's work.
Bitch had it coming.
What do you tell a woman that has 2 black eyes? Nothing. She's already been told twice. And then you're like, black guys? And I'm like, no, I took all the black guys. I'm a faggot.
Black guys with beach chicks.
Yeah.
Hey, according to Milo, black guys matter. Okay. So.
Yeah, black guys do.
We do matter.
Yeah.
Except for niggas, they're worth less than thinking.
Only black guys matter? No, yeah. To Milo. Yes, to Milo.
Yeah, no, if I was a straight, I would still be like, get away from me. Fuck Harambe. Get away to all the black women. Gross.
Did you guys actually already
talk about
you want to women?
Go, dicks out for Harambe.
Dicks out for Harambe? Yeah, I retweeted that one. It was like, feminism is cancer, and it's just like looking all sad.
Oh, you're talking about my brother that got hot at the zoo?
Yeah.
Did you guys already talk about that, though? About that tonight? Because that's, like, insane.
No, there's, like, tons of people who have been banned from Twitter in the past couple days. That one chick, one of the first people that got banned way before Milo was this chick. She's, like, 17, and she's like, sorry, Leslie, I see that Ghostbusters is bombing, but don't worry, you are a shoo-in for playing Harambe in the new movie.
Playing what?
Harambe, like the gorilla that got shot at the zoo.
Oh, that's so mean.
I know, it's super mean.
It's not mean.
It's 17-year-old shitposter.
Actually, yeah, I know. Leslie Jones looks... Is that her name, Leslie Jones?
Yeah, she looks like a fucking...
She looks so weird. She looks like a weird...
Sorry, she doesn't look
like a zoo animal.
Hey, the best one is the Castaway.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one's pretty good.
That with the lens.
But like the 17-year-old
guilty
chick
that I laughed about that.
That one was...
Why would you feel guilty about laughing about things, man? I laugh about Holocaust jokes all the time. And like, most of the Jewish family died in the Holocaust.
See, I'm weird. Like, I'll tell dead baby jokes all day. I think I was like maybe offended for the soccer ball. I don't really know.
Yeah, because he could put his pitchfork in it. Bowling balls, though.
Oh, dude, how many dead babies does it take to paint a house?
No, like, bowling balls are black. You're like trying to stab them with the fucking...
Depends how hard you throw them.
I wonder, how does it feel to fuck a dead baby?
I don't know.
Pretty
Ask
good.
Amos.
Yeah.
I don't know if Amos is pedophile.
I don't follow anything about Amos. I just keep hearing about the pedophile stuff. Is he going to prison still, or is that over, or whatever?
No, he's going to get ass raped.
He's most likely.
He promotes the idea that child pornography is fine and sex with young, like prepubescent girls is totally legitimate. I actually agree that if you draw child porn or whatever, if there's no actual kid involved,
if it's
that's
like that
fine.
anime
It's
crap?
nobody being harmed, right? No kid being harmed. I will stand by that statement. But once you involve a human being, yeah, don't rape kids. And he's like, no, but like it's violating his rights as a citizen.
Hey, that 4-year-old has autonomy because they understand everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure 4-year-olds
like
like
that
dick.
fucking sarcastically, Jesus fucking Christ, people.
No, but that's his argument, really.
Yeah, I know.
It's gross.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure 4-year-olds like dick. I mean, everyone likes dick, right?
I mean, I know you like dick.
I mean, I'm pretty.
No,
pretty
this
sure
is
a 5-year-old pussy tastes pretty good.
This would be like
snacking on it like snackers.
Think about this argument if like Amos's argument if we translate it to anyone else. So a 4-year-old inherits $4 billion, and I walk up to this 4-year-old and I say, "Hey, I'll give you this $40 stash of candy if you hand me over your inheritance." This 4-year-old's gonna be like, I'll be like, sign this paper, and they'll be like, "Psh." Like, dude, there's no fucking world in which any 4-year-old, dude, even most fucking 18-year-olds are goddamn retarded, absolute fucking idiots.
Now, if that 4-year-old's a black kid and you're trying to take his watermelon away, he's gonna tell you "fuck you."
Sacred Bad River. Like I sent you that fucking picture. The shooter was waving this flag before the shooting. It's like didn't do. There's ISIS flag that didn't do. It's got a watermelon like instead of the earth. I love that. It's pretty racist. Or whatever. It's not even racist.
Honest, with those people killing the cops, I believe they're gonna start a race war. And they're gonna lose.
So
they are really going to start a race war, and
the whole project is starting a race war.
Yeah,
I don't
know.
As soon as the majority gets sick of these apes acting stupid, they're going to lower the crime population.
So
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
So I just posted something when Reese did his video about Blue Lives Matter, and I was pulling up the officer down statistics from this year compared to previous years. The shitty part is that I had pulled that data like 2 weeks before, and it was like, oh, we're only up 75% from last year. And then like a week later, it's like 93%. We've already pretty much halfway through the year had twice as many officers shot than we did previous year. We are on record to hit pretty much 300% the officers killed this year from guns than last year. Yeah. And you wonder why cops are more militant?
Yeah. And you know that one shooter in Dallas? They actually call him the Black Jason Bourne.
No, there was I got this from Nick, obviously, because Nick is awesome, but he posted like a retweet from something or whatever, and it is just like just shitty body cam situations where people are like reaching for their licenses and just niggers wilding out and shooting cops. It's just like, it's gonna grab my like identification here, just clack clack clack, and then just shoot cops. It's crazy, and I think that it's probably exactly like on the other side where it's not exactly the right numbers, but we can be sure that. Then here's my argument on this whole topic is that 100% of shooting cops is, and when I say 100%, it's unjustified. Literally,
correct.
Nearly 100%. I mean, if you're like getting shaken down by corrupt cops, there might be sometimes somewhere like a cop puts a gun to your head, but like under very sketchy circumstances. But like the other side is like literally, if you wild out and shoot at cops, it's 100% unjustified.
Yeah. So, Kay, we actually talked about this, I don't know, like about 5 days ago.
Did I talk to you about this?
No. Well, I don't know if you were in the chat or not.
Was I on there? I was pretty drunk. You may, probably.
But but I was bringing up, and it was false knock raids. So, you know, like cops line up to fucking enter a house, wrong fucking house, you know, and some like 2A, you know, fucking Nazi prepper is like, oh my god, it's finally happened. I'm totally innocent, and I got to kill some cops. And he like sits behind his couch, and SWAT breaks in, and he starts like fucking just pumping rounds into cops because they hit the wrong house. Like those are your justified cop shootings. Like that is literally it. Like that. That's it.
Yeah, and there are very tiny amounts of these.
Yeah. No. And there was a guy, literally 2008, killed 3 fucking cops, shot one, held that dude hostage. Pretty much, a negotiator came in and they're like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "You entered the wrong house. I'm not this person. I'll give you this dying cop, if you like stop." And they're like, "Holy shit, we entered the wrong house." This guy went to court. I don't even know fucking why, but was totally released of all charges.
Damn.
That's justified. That's justified. Yeah.
Ooh, that wouldn't
shooting
fly
of
in
cops.
Canada. In Canada, that would not fly at all. That guy.
Well,
Graham!
Thank God.
Canada
the Fourth
fucking sucks
Amendment.
anyway.
Hold on.
No one goes there.
Oh no,
Graham,
no.
The Fourth Amendment. You can't
Don't
illegally
shut
enter someone's
up,
house.
everyone. I'm alphaing out here. Graham.
Yes,
Graham.
yes.
I
can.
wait.
I wasn't saying. I was saying. Okay.
No, where are you in Canada?
Oh, in Edmonton.
Oh, are you really? You gotta go
Yeah.
by Josh Banco and fight him?
I think I might have saw him last November or something at a computer.
Punch him in the fucking face.
I go to Edmonton all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever gone?
Do you go for drinks?
Yeah, sure. I go into. I live in the
Sounds
north.
like a date to me.
Wow.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh.
Just message me.
Who's gonna be top? I call Graham.
You have to actually tell me who you are, though. Just tweet me or YouTube me or faggot me. My name's Neeboop, obviously. Quite notorious, even though I'm a fucking retard that makes no content.
Neeboop. Yeah, no, I've seen your.
I will say the cops did drop the ball with the Tamir Rice case, though. They did fuck that up.
Yeah, I agree.
The dude was like 200 pounds and like 5'9". That's not a normal 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Just because he was a big kid.
Who was waving around a gun and had multiple police calls in.
It was a fake gun, for shit's sakes.
Yes, that literally
I
had
get
the
it.
yellow
I'll
tip
take a
removed.
gun, but as soon as you take the tip off, it looks like a real gun. That's the problem.
Hey, I'm a Jew. As soon as you take the tip off, it doesn't mean anything, okay? That's a circumcision joke.
That was.
Wait. Who cares if you take the fucking tip off?
No, because the tip is orange.
Wait. They should have just warned the kid, but instead they just opened fire and started fucking shooting
Not
him.
immediately.
They
Actually,
should gave him a fucking warning.
put the gun down, and he just
No, the cop
he
wasn't
pulled it out.
even
And grabbed it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
No, they didn't.
I get I mean, I get Sacred's thing. He's saying that like, hey, they pretty much did a drive-by on the kid. Sure.
They did.
But when you
No, they did not.
No. And I'm gonna retort. No, I'm saying I understand what he's saying, but hey, when you roll up, like you're in a car and you roll up, and a fucking 200-pound fucking 5'9" dude is pointing a gun at you, no, you fucking end that dude's life.
But this is a kid. He doesn't know any better.
You don't know he's a kid, man, dude. If you're 5'9", 200 pounds, man, dude, I'm sorry. Like I don't know that you're a fucking child.
For shit's sakes. He didn't know what the
First
fuck
of
he
all,
was getting into.
Yeah, I'm pretty
You're 5'9".
sure he had his age on his fucking jacket. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
man.
No, dude, like if that kid was like 4 foot tall and like, like 80 pounds, that whole shit probably wouldn't have happened.
In Webster.
I mean, that's
You guys
just
know Webster? Are you guys old enough to know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay,
We
good.
know Webster is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the honest truth is that dude's stature probably ended his own life. Because yeah, I mean, dude, I'll totally agree. If that kid was like 80 pounds and like 4 feet tall, like he should have been, probably wouldn't have happened.
So it's okay for cops to make decisions. Okay.
It's
Unfortunately, shit happens.
videos. Like
Now,
So just chop it up. The shit happens. They can't take no fault for it.
well,
no.
no.
When a cop does something that's absolutely, like, clearly in violation of everything, they are convicted of murder and they're thrown in the pen.
Actually, it's
And then they
manslaughter.
get raped. And then they hopefully get
No.
raped by all the cops.
If it's absolutely clear that they did something
I'm
totally
pretty sure
in
they get
violation,
murdered before raped.
no, I'd rape him first.
Yeah, rape him. Definitely rape him first.
You want him wet.
Yeah.
Warm.
So no, actually, so speaking of that, because so this is the last sort of police case that I really didn't look at, but the Philando thing, that's that cop's going to jail, right?
Castile?
Yeah.
No.
Actually, no.
Now, here's the thing about this case is she live streamed part of it after the whole situation. Yeah. We don't really have good information from before there, but he did have a weapon on him, and she claimed that it was specifically him who was claiming that he already had a weapon and was reaching for his wallet and said, "Hey, I'm already doing this," but none of us on camera. And you get twitchy, and it was first of all, it's a chink that shot him.
No.
White supremacy.
Well,
actually, no, it's Hispanic.
Chinaman is the preferred nomenclature. Jesus, man.
No, that's been
Chinese American.
It was Hispanic. It wasn't freaking Asian.
That was last name was Huang or Wang.
You're really just missing all the details. The reason why the cop stopped him is because that car was identified in multiple fucking robberies, and then the information was told that he was armed. The cop went up to the guy, and then the cop told him, "Put up your hands. Don't get anything else." The guy went for it. Yeah, don't reach for it. The guy, instead of listening to the police officer, he reached. Now, if you're that cop and you're in that situation, are you going to take a chance on that motherfucker to break you off some? Or are you going to just, shoot them?
I have seen so many videos of cops being like, "Hey, so do you have any weapons on you, or whatever?" No, man, it's just clack clack right through the shorts. Doesn't even matter. But
Neeb, in this case, this dude told him to put his hands up. He failed to obey an order. That cop wasn't taking his chance, so he smoked him. If I was in that same situation, I would have done the same thing. You can't take your chance. You want to go home to your baby mama. You want to go home to your kids.
There was a video on Live Leak. I forget what state it was. It was actually kind of sad, but it was a white cop, black guy, and he actually so he walks up to this car, and he's just like, "Hey, and some stuff's going on," and this I guess at some point because the body cam mic or the body mic sounds sort of bad, but he's like, "Hey," this black guy, he's like, "Hey, can I get out of the car, please?" And the cop's like, "Yeah," and so he gets out of the car, and he literally goes and he pulls out his ID, and he's showing it, and the cop goes to shine a light on his ID, and this dude just starts swinging on this fucking cop, and then he pulls out a freaking knife and just starts shanking the crap out of him. I'm just like, man, and at no point was a gun drawn. You got to really sort of think that a lot of these videos, these dash cam videos and stuff like that, are going to make it to sort of police training, and it's going to make people suspicious, and preparatory. So when you pull over, a guy, you're already going to be reactionary, dependent on race, and the problem is that the actual interactions aren't really helping that sort of system of feeding intel cycles.
No, and what's really gross is, look, I didn't deal with the police very well when I was younger, right?
I dealt with police a mass majority of my life.
I don't know. I dealt with them.
Same.
I dealt with them. But now I'm a law-abiding citizen in my older age or whatever, and I think that we should really calm down and we should stop, dare I say it, black violence. We don't have that here in Canada. It's it's boggin violence, right? You gonna say that? You gonna agree with that?
I
Come on, Edmonton. Come on, Edmonton.
I couldn't hear you. You sort of
It is boggin violence.
It's what? I couldn't hear. I'm sorry.
Boggin. Really? It's not a slur that they use there.
Dude, you're falling out bad.
Yeah.
It'd be like you'll say violence and then silence.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of weird because I really thought you guys had one of the highest rates of rape of any country in the Western Western world.
Which country in Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no
I guess
idea.
before Sweden, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of the crime in Canada has to do with the natives. They make up around 4% of the population of Canada, but around 25 to 30% of the prison population.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Those chugs are going crazy.
Damn.
You gotta stay away from that, damn it. Fuck it, oh well.
Yeah. Hey, sorry guys. You have like one of the highest rape statistics in the world.
Oh wow.
But back to the cop conversation. I've had my many run-ins with the law, and God, I had a lot. But, there's one thing I learned. If you just obey the law and you do what the officer says, the situation goes pretty damn smooth.
So I actually have a question. So like when I was a kid, I was like one of those skateboarding punks, and I was caught like spray painting with some other skateboarding punks when I was like 13. And I got my ass fucking handed to me for no reason. Batons, just beat the shit at me with batons. I lived obviously, but like even to this day, when I get pulled over for like a speeding ticket, or something like that, like I'm fucking shaking as the cop arrives. Like I'm not gonna try to do fucking anything.
Hell, I got slammed on my face by a cop and it fucked up my dental area a little bit, but ever since that day, I realized don't fuck with the police.
Yeah, no, like a cop arrives, I'm like, I turn down the volume, I turn off the car, I pull out the keys, I put them on the passenger seat, I like literally start digging for my license and registration and proof of insurance already. Like I have them already, like I want to get out of this situation as fast as I fucking possibly can.
I wish more Negroes had common sense like you, but they don't.
And no, like I've even had someone, like I actually got, like, hilariously enough, I got pulled over like 2 p.m. Last July the 4th. I have Purple Heart plates on my car, and I got pulled over on July 4th. And this cop comes up and he's like, "Why are you shaking?" And I'm just like, "I just don't like interactions with the police." Like I literally said that, and he's like, "Okay, why?" And I was just like, past history. And he's like, "Have you been pulled over a lot?" And I'm like, "No, just past history." And he's like, "Okay." And I was like, "Here's my license, registration, proof of insurance." And he's like, "Okay, I'll be back in like 5 minutes." Gives me a ticket anyway, July 4th. I think that cop is a total fucking asshole.
Wow, he's a dick.
And I told everyone that he's a fucking total asshole. But you know what happened? I survived. And the hilarious part is I actually had I had a gun in the car at that point. I mean, like, it was totally like legally done and stuff like that. But I mean, like, it's literally just like, hey, if a cop comes, and I might be a bootlicker, quote unquote, for this, but like, if a cop comes into your fucking car, try to leave that situation as fast as possible. If you don't have tits, don't try to use them. Don't try to fucking argue with the police. Hand him your fucking license and registration. Sit the fuck in your car for 5 minutes. And then for the next 3 months, lower your speed limit until, you decide, fuck it, I'm over that $200 ticket, and do it again.
My brother actually got a red light ticket for like almost $400 because he didn't it was like in the middle of the night, and he was visiting my uncle in a small town that he lives in, and he was going home, and he turned right on a red light. You can turn right on the red light, but he didn't fully stop first, so he got about $400 ticket. And he was so pissed off. But
see, those, thankfully in America, those have been labeled as like unconstitutional for the most part. I have no idea why they aren't constitutional, but
I mean, like in the middle of the night when there is clearly nobody around, and you're turning right, and you don't fully stop. You stop a bit. I mean, you go very slow, but you don't fully stop. Do you think that really should be considered a traffic violation?
So, I think no. I would say no.
wouldn't consider that one.
But I think the thing is that hilariously enough, and I think it's probably the same in Canada, but they're like sort of town hall, like like pretty much everywhere across America. The thing is, like, people never attend these fucking things.
Oh right, yeah.
Like,
Nobody
I actually
cares about
attended.
that.
I attended. It was when I was in Kansas, and they were going over laws. And at a certain point, I decided to attend one, and they were like, there was maybe there's like like a court of people. It's like 13 people or whatever, and then it's like a whole bunch of seats, and about 85% of these seats have no one in them. And then, like, they go like, "Oh, we want to address the public at this time. Are there any like unfair laws in the books that people want to address?" And people are like, "No, we're good."
Well, they probably don't even know of any, you know. But yeah, a lot of
Meanwhile, like, I think like the unban Nero thing has reached over 100,000 votes already for a White House petition. It's like,
What? It hasn't even been 2 days yet.
yeah,
I think
that's the whole point. It's like people aren't willing to go to like their local little thing, but they're willing to like click, submit.
the feminists, yeah, like the kill all men people, Clementine Ford, and all those assholes don't. And the Islamists, they post, they post whatever they want. Yeah, but I don't think anybody should be banned. It's good. I think freedom of speech, even if people are saying hate speech, is a good thing because I think it's right to know what people think.
Hey, Graham.
Yes. Is my internet going very weird? No.
No, you're robot a little bit, but I was going to ask you. So, I'm looking at an article. I'll send it to you in DM. Can you vet it for me?
Yeah, sure.
It'll be up your alley.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about this unless it has some sort of place in truth.
What's it about?
Race, crime, and criminal justice in Canada.
Oh. I have no idea. It's loading so slowly. Right. Oh, it says no place for race. Canada is hailed as a diverse.
Start going down to the crime statistics.
Okay, what page was that on? Statistics. Oh, here, Aboriginal.
Alrighty, fellas, I'm gonna kill this hangout. So,
Alright.
as always, I'm gonna give everyone a chance to plug something or plug themselves.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. Let's start with the doctor. Okay, never mind. He's gonna do something. Who's silent? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, there's not really much to say. Silent Chic, I got one video up right now, and I'm working on another one. That's pretty much it.
Alrighty, let's see. Sacred, go ahead. Sacred, you there?
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm Sacred Serenity. I make videos on my channel. If you want to check me out, go for it. As then, white power. See you later.
Okay, Graham.
No, I have nothing to. Not right now. No.
Alrighty, next Kay, go ahead. Okay, Kay is gone.
I think he's gone.
David, go ahead.
So I'm the Atheist Penguin, Avatarius 1000 on YouTube. Feel free to go look at my one video of me slaying Muslims back in 2006, 2007.
Sheree, go ahead.
I don't have anything to plug, so if you'd like to be plugged, please write.
Okay. Blackjack, go ahead.
Blackjack on YouTube. I think I was the only Christian here that I enjoyed the conversation, well, most of it, and I actually enjoyed the chaos of it. There's more I could say, but I don't know if you guys would actually care.
Actually, Blackjack, hey, message. I'm gonna put my Twitter in the chat. Message me afterwards. I always love Christian apologetics because I studied at Liberty University, and I was part of the Southern California Baptist Association. So.
Well, now, I do have, I'll let you know, I have a doctorate in comparative religious studies, not from a Christian university either. So I'm not one of the Christians you'll get that's a super fundy, religitard kind of person.
That's kind of why I want to talk to you.
Oh, cool. I usually run into these kind of hangouts, and the moment someone says I'm a Christian, lots of people are just like, well, do you believe this? Do you believe that? There's one thing I would like, atheists, that someone brought in that I really didn't feel like bringing up, but someone kept on talking about true atheism, and if you're a true atheist, it started leading a thing of, you must believe X, Y, and Z. I would love to have a discussion on that because for me, I always think atheist just means, hey, you're a theist. I believe in less gods than you do, and that's pretty much it. I'd love to hear a conversation with some of the same people that's not quite as chaotic. That would be something actually more akin to an actual discussion instead of people just yelling.
Hey, Ranger, are you just taking the chat offline? Can we still talk on it afterwards?
Oh yeah, sure. Just real quick. Yeah. Sorry about the somewhat chaos. I should probably know better than to step out from now on. And to be quite honest, I'm not used to my rooms being full. I think this is only like the fourth time my room has ever been actually full. So I'll work on that. But in the meantime, this has been T.G.I.F. number 15. I am the Atheist Ranger. If you like what you saw tonight, please like, comment, and subscribe. You all have a good night.
Not man.